No. He wants us to do our hair.
Oh, what I'm saying is, you've been hurt in a car crash. Call George Sink Injury Lawyers. They have offices all across South Carolina, and they'll come to you.
Wait, where's my phone?
Just call all nines.
Local news working for you. Weeknights on News 4.
Look, I was scared to move in, but that was a mistake because she is amazing and I really want to live with her. So, think you'd be willing to find another place?
Do you love her?
Oh, we haven't really said that yet.
Yeah, I do.
Don't say it to me, say it to her.
I love you.
I love you too.
Now both of you say it to me.
Still have symptoms from moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease after a TNF blocker like Humira or Remicade? Put them in check with Rinvoq. Rinvoq works differently and it's a once-daily pill.
When symptoms tried to take control, I got rapid relief with Rinvoq. Check.
When flares tried to slow me down, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when my doctor saw damage, Rinvoq helped visibly reduce damage of the intestinal lining. Check.
Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission.
And visibly reduced damage. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal. Cancers, including lymphoma and skin. Heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occurred. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Hello.
Hey.
I would like to introduce you to... there he is, my guy. Hey.
Hey.
Man, this guy is my tall king. Buddy boy. My bro nail polish. This guy.
Remembering that one guy's name is hard. Hiring Morgan & Morgan for your injury is easy.
My man. My man.
Morgan & Morgan. The choice is easy.
Your current time and temperature, sponsored by Shelley Leak Law Firm. Welcome to Season 15. This is Night Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet on My TV Charleston.
It's Night Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. High school football fans in the Low Country, we got a treat on hand. It's Bishop England, it's Porter-Gaud, it's the Holy War. We join you fieldside, Jack DeLongchamp, alongside the legend Everett German. A lot of mutual respect. This rivalry dates back decades.
Yeah, this is probably one of the longest-running rivalries in the Low Countries. The Holy War, Porter-Gaud, Bishop England, two guys that, let's just say they won't have Christmas dinner together. But tonight, they square off on the football field, Jack. I think we're in for a good one tonight.
Well, you want to talk about a good one? Fans that are looking to see a dude tote the rock, J.J. Flood of Porter-Gaud might be the best that we might see in the backfield this year.
Yeah, this guy averaging 174 yards a game. Already, Jack, through 5 games, 15 touchdowns. A lot of Flood is what we're going to see tonight here at Bishop England.
Well, the Citadel wisely offering Flood just a few weeks ago, making sure he doesn't leave the Low Country. But another guy that may be jumping schools could have been the difference for Bishop England, a team that won 2 games last year. I've already gone 3-0, and it's a lot to do with that quarterback that transferred in this season, Quinn Mahoney.
Yeah, young man has done a nice job thus far leading the Bishops, as you mentioned, already exceeded their win total from last year, undefeated There's a lot of excitement on Daniel Island, and it's because of Quinn Mahoney and what he's done at the quarterback position.
And dual threat quarterback, he can run it, he can throw it. It's going to be an absolute blast tonight. Don't go anywhere. It's Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet, Bishop England, Porter-Gaud, the Holy War, right after this.
A car not stopping at the stop sign T-boned me. I was overwhelmed, so I called the Thumbs Up guys. They're caring, they pay attention to detail, and the results are extraordinary. If you're hurt here in South Carolina, call the Thumbs Up guys.
We're those Thumbs Up guys.
Ever wonder what it's like to work at Knights Companies? It's more than just a job, it's family. Here, you're not just another employee. You're a valued member of a team dedicated to excellence and innovation in concrete construction. We're united by our passion for building the future together. Join us at Knights Companies, where your career thrives in an environment that values people, integrity, leadership, and excellence. Discover why our team is at the heart of everything we build.
Delta Force Athletics is the home of Delta Force All-Stars, Charleston's premier cheerleading and tumbling center. Our 10,000 square foot facility allows your child to discover their athletic ability, regardless of skill level. Now enrolling for after-school programs and recreational tumbling. Join us for half-year tryouts, Sunday, October 27th. Visit our website to sign up today. Delta Force Athletics. Don't miss your chance to join the Force.
No-cost tuition is available for 100-plus programs at Trident Technical College. Learn from industry experts and get hands-on experience in labs and clinicals. In-person and online courses are available to suit your schedule and learning style. Get the skills employers are looking for with no student debt. Don't miss out on this opportunity. To take advantage of no-cost tuition, visit us at tridenttech.edu and enroll today.
I've been working with Jason Noble for 8 years. As a result, I was able to retire early. I've referred him to several friends and family. I trust him tremendously.
Call today to get a clearer picture of your financial future.
We welcome you back into Jack Canty Stadium. It's Knights Companies Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet, Bishop England, Porter-Gaud. But Eve, let's jump right into our keys to the game, brought to you by Cruz Chevrolet. What's it going to take for either of these squads to walk away with a big rivalry W?
Well, I think it's safe to say both of these teams love to run the football, starting out with Porter-Gaud. We talked about J.J. Flood in the opening. Flood the ground. Give him the ball as many times as you possibly can. Conversely, they also have to establish the passing game, because you have to think BE's going to load up. They're not going to allow Flood to beat them. For Bishop England, well, if Porter-Gaud wants to flood the ground, well, then they have to stop the flood. We know on Daniel Island and Charleston, it floods easily. Tonight, Bishop England has got to stop them. And BE, be who you are. They play hard, they play fast, they play physical. You do those things, they'll come out on top. And those are our keys to the game, brought to you by Cruz Chevrolet, where you've got a friend in the car business.
Well, I got my high water pants on. I'm expecting a whole lot of J.J. Flood, one of the best running backs in the entire low country, with maybe the most surprising start at quarterback that we've seen in Quinn Mahoney in quite some time. But his foot gets ready to meet leather. It's Quinn Mulholland of Porter-Gaud getting ready to kickstart this game, brought to you by Knights Companies, awaiting return for Bishop England. It's a beautiful sunset night, and he's wrapped up and tackled around the 25. A nice return by Zach Baylog. Let's go ahead and jump into tonight's Sunbelt Rental starting lineup. We mentioned Mahoney, but there's a cast of weapons on the outside that look to help him out tonight.
Yeah, of course, Nate Anderson, the tailback, and from wide receiver position, Brunetti, he's got 4 touchdowns on the season. Also, Ian Kitchen as well. So offensively, so far, a nice job done by this offense of Bishop England.
We just saw Zach Baylog on the return. He's got 9 catches for 98 yards. That actually leads this Bishop England team in receptions. Touchdown of the year as well. But all eyes will be on the dual threat quarterback. 6'3", 185 pounds, just a junior. That transferred in from a team we saw just a week ago in Oceanside Collegiate. He's made his way down the river. Bishop England fans are excited about it. Kick things underway, a little bit of a counter run as you see Mahoney cut back up through the middle of the field. It's a gain of about 7. And this is how Porter-Gaud will line up defensively, looking to slow down what's been a very potent offense this year.
Yeah, this Bishop England offense has been known to put some points up, putting up 56 in week 1, 24 and 21 last week. So this Porter-Gaud defense, led by also Amir Chisholm, one of the top guys up there, Austin Smith. This is a team that's going to definitely have to, what we call team defense tonight in terms of 11 bats at the football.
Head coach Brad Bowles told us, keep an eye on that linebacking group. Julian Buxton, obviously we've seen Mills, Knapp, Austin Smith all season long. They lead the way from total tackles. But an encroachment call is the first time we've called upon our officiating crew. We'll move those chains and we'll start with a fresh set of downs. This time Nate Anderson bounces to the outside, but nowhere to go. Met and tackled. Roll call to the football. That was Chase Anderson shooting up from the secondary with a nice tackle.
Yeah, nice one-on-one solo tackle. Got a little bit of help there at the end from some teammates, but we talked about it. It's going to take a team effort tonight. Definitely you don't want a lot of solos, but team tackles for Porter-Gaud.
2nd and 10. Anderson in the backfield. This time Mahoney's going to drop back the pass. He's got a go route on the outside looking for his man. Just outside the outreached arms of Ian Ketchin, but blanketed covered from the captain, Amir Chisholm.
Good one-on-one. You saw a little kind of shoulder fake there to try to get the secondary to bite on it. Good discipline by Porter-Gaud not to fall for it. You talked about it. Tight coverage there. Mahoney not able to drop it in. So a big 3rd down coming up for the Bishop offense.
Hey, and that's something that this Bishop England team didn't really necessarily have last year. A clean pocket to throw in. Talk about that offensive line up front. Austin Dow, Jack Perry, Shep Holland, Patrick Werner, and Wyatt Lynn protecting away and helping pave this offense. But now they face 3rd long. Mahoney, they're going to run a quick little bubble screen on the outside. This time it's Ketchin. Pickup of 9, making it much more potentially 4th and manageable. So we're looking about 4th and 2.
Both of these teams very proud of their special teams. Both coaches mentioning when we spoke to them earlier this week, they have confidence in those guys, so that's not an issue. But right out of the gate, BE being very aggressive on 4th down.
Oh, extended. Will that ball cross the 1st down marker? It looks like he's going to have enough. No tempo from their own 45. Love the aggressiveness from first-year head coach Logan Hall already.
Yeah, and obviously Porter-Gaud, they're going to be upset about that. They definitely had him tackled for a loss and allowed him to extend and pick up a Mr. Sparky 1st down.
Mr. Sparky 1st down tonight. America's on-time electrician. 5'9", 185 is Nate Anderson. Well, he used all of that 5'9" height to extend that arm out and pick up a much-needed 1st down to continue the drive.
And give him credit for not allowing himself to come up short.
Oh, we got another go route on the outside. This time he's looking for Baylog, but again, blanketed coverage. This time, there's that running back. That's a bad man, J.J. Flood, talking his talk. Zach Baylog, nowhere to go.
We heard Flood, obviously the go-to guy on offense, but that he plays both ways. Out there playing the cornerback position. And yeah, you're right, both of these corners, Chisholm and Flood, really not allowing of open space for Mahoney to deliver passes.
Well, hey, you got to love the aggressiveness, though, right? Hey, you said that your 2 best players are on the outside. Well, we're going to go attack them with 2 early go routes. Love the confidence that Logan Hall's instilled in his junior quarterback as Mahoney's going to keep on a little RPO. Pick up a gain about 3.
On the stop, David Brown. Also, we'll see the sophomore on offense as well, but a nice job filling the gaps and coming up with a big stop. So a 3rd and long once again, and that's the one thing if you're Bishop England, Jack, we've seen it on this earlier, on this 1st drive. A lot of 3rd and long and behind the chains. That's not ideal for this offense.
3rd and 9. Running a 3-4 is Porter-Gaud on defense. Mahoney back to pass, little curl route on the outside, runs to the marker. It looks like he's going to have enough for a 1st down. It was question mark whether he held on to that football, but a nice little pitch and catch as Jacob McCara, the senior receiver, was on the receiving end of that. Another Mr. Sparky 1st down.
And once again, smart route running by Bishop England as McCara knew where he had to get to, took his defender past the stick and able to come back and pick up a crucial 1st down for Bishop England.
And again, they're going no tempo. Quick little skinny slant as J.J. Flood. It looks like he's going to get hit with a pass interference.
Yeah, that time a little too aggressive. Flood probably wanted to get a hand out and try to deflect that ball. Instead, he tackled the wide receiver, Jack Baylog. So
pass interference
coming up for
number 4.
Porter-Gaud.
That's 15 yards from the previous spot. 1st down.
Great job by our head official, Greg Rawlings, kind of laying out the land, letting us know it was. He was looking for his main receiver, Zach Baylog, 15-yard penalty. But you know what I've loved so far? You kind of heard me hold my breath a little bit on that quick out route to Makara. That ball was close to being bobbled at the first down marker, but this was kind of a game that we expected to be on the ground, and BE is coming out and firing the football all over the field so far.
Well, you wonder if they're setting up the run by throwing the ball. At least you keep them honest. And if you're a Porter-Gaud defender, you can't fall asleep because they've shown that they will throw the ball down the field. Also, think about it, Jack. Chisholm and Flood, two guys that are really the go-to guys offensively for Porter-Gaud, they're having to exert a lot of energy going on those, even if you don't complete the pass. It's just the fact that you have to run down the field, cover. So that could also be by design by Coach Hall.
And Logan Hall, we want to talk about maybe some of the brightest futures in the coaching game. Logan Hall, his first season as the head coach, was the OC up at Pinewood just a year ago. Doing magical work as the offensive-minded guy. He's got this offense rolling as Mahoney's got nowhere to go, look downfield, will scamper for about a 2-yard pickup.
And a smart decision by him as we see the tackle once again being made by David Brown. Nothing was there. Don't force it. Just eat the play and give yourself another chance. But as you mentioned, Jack, a penalty flag on the play.
Already our third yellow hanky that we have seen from this official crew. They have been busy on this first drive as we wait an announcement. It looks like Bishop England is alluding that it was maybe a hold on that right side up front.
5 in the backfield. I asked him. Illegal formation. 5 in the backfield.
And we were bragging on Logan Hall. We got to see a little dialogue between Coach Hall and Greg Rawlings as he said, hold on, let me finish my train of thought. We got an illegal formation, as you mentioned, 5 guys in the backfield for BE. Kind of put a pause to this drive.
Let's take a look there at Logan Hall. Jack, you and I had a chance to speak with him yesterday. What an impressive guy. This guy has coached for some pretty good guys at the collegiate level, the high school level, coming from the upstate, as you mentioned last year at Pinewood Prep as the offensive coordinator. Now really has put some life into this Bishop England program, a program obviously with John Candy did a great job forever and ever here at Bishop England, and it just seemed like it just needed fresh energy, like a new battery. Logan Hall has absolutely given that to this Bishop England program.
Brought a ton of life. As you see, an empty backfield, 5 receivers wide. Mahoney from 1st and 15 is going to escape the pocket. He's going to run right through the middle of the field, but not before he's wrapped up by big number 70. That was Hugh Matthews, Porter-Gaud with a big stop.
Also, Alan Chisholm on the stop for Porter-Gaud, and I got to tell you, I've been very impressed. You don't normally see this type of size at the Skeezer level for Porter-Gaud, and obviously we look at Bishop England. Some pretty big athletes on the field here tonight.
Mention Alan Chisholm. Guy can't even drive himself to practice yet. Just a freshman. Great size, great speed. Breaking up that play in the backfield as this bubble screen was doomed from the start in and out of the hands of number 18, Sandy Garton. The first of we've seen of the junior slot receivers. We go back to Coach Hall. He mentioned some of the coaches that he's served under. He was a Lawrence High School guy who played a lot of quarterback position. He goes and plays collegiate at Coastal Carolina before injuries ended his career short. He's then the student assistant for Will Muschamp and Steve Spurrier at South Carolina before that regime switched over. Pittsburgh, and now making his name profound. They take another shot to the end zone. They throw it and they beat Flood, but in and out of the hands of Baylog. Disaster averted for the Cyclones.
The one time Bishop England gets a clean look and not able to connect with Baylog. Great throw here by Mahoney. Great adjustment by Baylog, just could not quite come up with the catch.
That was flooding coverage. It looked like he almost jumped the route, hunting for an interception. Watch this beautiful high arcing spiral. And that's going to be one that Baylog wishes he came down with. Great view from our camera angle up top. 4th and 12. Logan Hall still got the offense on the field.
Yeah, it seems that's the range where you're not close enough to attempt a field goal, but also too far away to punt. So let's see what the Bishops draw up here.
I love it. The aggressiveness, another clean pocket. He moves out, scrambles to his right. Got nowhere to go and wisely throws out of bounds as that was David Brown yet again. The two-way player causing havoc in the backfield. Another kid with insane size. Just a sophomore underclassman.
When I look at David Brown, he's wearing number 34. And when I think of 34 in Porter-Gaud, I think about Obi Mahaley, who just got inducted into or announced that he was going into the Wake Forest Hall of Fame. He was a stud at Porter-Gaud. David Brown is definitely representing that 34 here early on for the Cyclones.
Kind of built like Ovi, too,
exactly.
right? He's got the size. As Porter-Gaud will take over at their own 30. Quick little 3-yard gain as we take a look at the Sunbelt Rental starting lineups. See the big fellas up front. That left side, Frank Schmidt's a captain, left tackle, garnishing some big-time collegiate respect. You can see why their backfield and J.J. Flood and Tony Brown is excited as heck to run behind big number 57.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say if you're Nolan Schumann, who's the quarterback, just get the ball to your playmakers in space and let them make plays.
Nolan Schumann, the 6-foot, 175-pound senior quarterback, actually plays point guard for the basketball team, too. Great vision on full display on this little speed option. Good enough for Mr. Sparky first down at about a 9-yard gain. And this, how the Bishops will line up defensively. Matthew Ponkow, Thomas Curl, Griffin Buss up front. Really, really impressive players. Have taken a huge leap in bounds in the strength room. But River Simmons and Fletcher Ethington Carl were the two guys that Coach Hall said, keep an eye on 9 and 7.
Yeah, 9 is a special player. I saw him warming up, and, yeah, he definitely has that big-time college football look. So we'll see what he does tonight on the field.
Another 9-yard pickup, as you can see. Porter-Gaud's starting to flex up front a little bit. And it's going to be really important for that linebacking crew to make sure to fill those gaps because you can see it's a big push up front.
Well, and both coaches spoke about it earlier, the necessity to really own the trenches. And it seems like this is what our 4th game that we've done this year, Jack. It's always the same thing. We got to win the trench. We got to win the trench. Offensive line play, defensive line play, so crucial to the success of these high school football teams.
Again, another big push up front. Another Mr. Sparky first down. And I got a weird feeling. Sound like a broken record talking about winning in the trenches. Got a weird feeling number 4 has not picked up his last first down as J.J. Flood yet again thrashing that defensive front.
This guy averaging 174 yards per game. He's already scored 15 touchdowns, on the ground. So this is a guy that is accustomed to carrying the football many of times. He doesn't tire down. He's going to lead this Cyclone offense.
Great vision, Schumann. Nice little play on the outside, but a potential first down tackle made by William Donato on the outside.
And the sophomore did a great job coming up from that secondary and being able to make that open field tackle and not allow, as you mentioned, a touchdown run by Schumann.
Schumann, you see just the physical build, but 19 of 34, 55% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Yeah, maybe a little bit modest, but 44 carries for 314 yards. He's no slouch running the football as well. He's averaging about 62 yards on the ground per game. Schumann for another gain of about 3. It looks like it's going to force about a 3rd and 3. We saw that BE student section. They'll surely get loud as they get another nice stop here on 2nd down.
It looks like Fletcher Carl on the stop as well as it looks like Griffin Buss for Bishop England. So now they force a 3rd down, but this is where you want to be 3rd and short as opposed to obviously 3rd and long.
So got 2 running backs in the backfield. It's Tony Brown, a name that we haven't quite yet said to yet, and they go back to Brown. Little halfback dive through the middle of the field, a gain of about 9, and Tony Brown, explosive as all get out. He said, hey, brag on J.J. Flood all you want, but don't forget about number 1, too.
Well, and it seems like they have a revolving door with Brown and Flood, and then if you want to throw into the mix, as a fullback, a David Brown, that's a pretty good combination back there in the back.
It's quite literally your thunder and lightning. Tony Brown, for Porter-Gaud fans, they remember it was Brown just a year ago that took over the quarterback position when Nolan Schumann went out with injury. Tony, whose dad coached with Coach Bolus of Brad up at St. John's, just close to 10 years ago when Brad left the Low Country the first time. Schumann pick up of about 6. This is the 6th season Brad Bolus has been at Porter-Gaud, and again, that Tony Brown family lineage has made sure to run through and run for a whole lot of yards for the Cyclones.
Yeah, Luke Russell and also Hunter Alex on the stop for the Bishops, and they're hanging tough. Coach Hall told us that our guys, they're going to play hard. They're going to give you everything that we have in this defense. You can tell they're just kind of hanging in there, as we like to say, Jack, bend but don't break.
2nd and 7, Brown and Flood in the backfield. Go back to Flood. Flood bounces it to the outside. Another big gain. Big tackle from number 11 of Bishop England, Vicente Robayo. That was clearly a touchdown-saving tackle.
Listen, that's a grown man back there at running back. He's probably the biggest running back in the Low Country, whether it be Skeeza or public school. That dude has D1 football written all over him.
Run takes you into the rapid repairs. Red zone, they go back to Flood. Flood looks like he's going to be stopped right around the goal line. It will be 4 and score, forcing a second and short, but you're right. The patience at that size is next level from J.J. Flood.
He doesn't necessarily have the bulk in terms of weight of Derrick Henry, but he kind of gives that sense like that big, Derrick Henry's roughly 6'4", that big, tall, strong running back that when he finishes, he always falls forward. You never see him fall backwards. I'm not a smart man here, but I say they're probably going to hand the ball off to number 1 here, run behind number 4 to open up a hole.
Yeah, there's to Brown running right behind Flood. Range true. The first score of the night brought to you by Trident Technical College Touchdown. Your future, your college. The future of this ball game, we're on a lot. This time for 6.
He capped off a drive, hat on hat, offensive line, won that drive, able to get that push. Reestablished line backwards 3 yards down the field, I should say, for Bishop England. So a good job, good drive by Porter-Gaud. That was a touchdown drive sending message that, hey, we're just getting started. We're coming all night long. We're going to do this for 4 quarters.
Quinn Mulholland, the James Island transfer splits the up, pushes the 7. A 12-play drive that drains 6 clock. Gives Porter-Gaud a 7-0 lead. Live from It's Knights Companies, Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Porter-Gaud with a quick 7-0 lead.
You've got a friend in the car business.
New Chevy trucks and SUVs, no payment till 2025. Certified pre-owned and used vehicles, no payment till next year with approved credit. Details at cruzchevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
At Knights Companies, we're not just in the business of concrete. We're in the business of building relationships. For over 3 generations, our family has proudly served our communities. Join us at Knights Companies, where your career thrives in an environment that values people, integrity, leadership, and excellence. Discover why our team is at the heart of everything we build. Knights Companies, excellence in concrete, built on family values.
You've got a friend in the car business.
And you can have no payments till 2025. New Chevys and used cars too. Now at Cruz Chevy on Rivers, no payment till 2025 with approved credit. Together, let's drive. Details at cruzchevrolet.com.
It's Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. If you're just joining us, there's a whole lot of J.J. Flood and Tony Brown on the ground, giving Porter-Gaud a quick 7-0 lead. But while we got some time, let us introduce you to the 3rd member of our crew, Trooper Bob, and an awesome representative of Knights Companies. Trooper Bob, take it away.
I'm down here on the sidelines with Brian Modansky, General Manager, Climate Makers. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Weather's a little cooler than it was an hour ago. We got fall coming up. Preventative maintenance on your units at home.
Well, we do a lot of things throughout the entire year. So we are hitting the fall season. Here in Daniel Island, we're doing a lot of tankless water heater flushes to get ready for the winter season that's going to be coming. We're going to be doing a lot of backflow stuff when it comes to winterizing and then de-winterizing in the spring. But we do everything from the small shops to the biggest jobs, residential, commercial. We just had an interesting job with the helicopter that we had to put a rooftop unit on a building. So no matter the size, whether it's down to Buford all the way up to Owendale, that's our coverage area.
You also do a lot of things in the community, too. That's why you're here tonight. Tell us how important that is for you.
It's very important for the ownership that we're involved in the community, whether it's working with food banks, whether we're involved with, local football teams. We do stuff with Camp Happy Days, Dorchester District 2. We're always trying to give back to the community as many ways as we can.
Brian, with Climate Makers, how can people get in touch with you?
The easiest way is to just give us a call, go online. Our phone number is 843-552-9024, or you can go online at climatemakers.biz.
Thank you very much for being out here tonight. Keep up the good work there. I'll send it back to you guys upstairs. I hear the crowd.
You heard the crowd. That's right. I think they were actually cheering for Mr. Melansky's and Mr. Melansky's, and Climate Makers, proud sponsor of our halftime report. It was a really nice 25-yard return from Ian Ketchen. But, hey, I heard the helicopter repair. That's something that I'm trying to get done at my house, too, actually.
Yeah. I mean, anytime they need a test dummy or just somebody to practice on, I'll be more than happy to let them come and practice on at my residence.
I think they even have a helipad here at Porter-Gaud and Bishop England as well. So I think I flew in for this one. It was such a big primetime game. So,
well, all the traffic on Daniel Island, 526, so.
Had to hit up our guys at Climate Makers to take care of us. That's all.
Absolutely.
Bishop England looking to respond after a quick 12-play drive from Porter-Gaud. They're bringing the blitz as Mahoney is able to skate the pocket. A scramble of about a yard pickup as you see Tony Brown, big number 0, Mills Knapp in on the tackle.
Thought he was going to be able to run into the clear, but as you mentioned, Mills Knapp. And just the pocket awareness of these quarterbacks is so impressive. Jack, we've seen, freshmen and sophomores, all classes thus far this season. I'm just really impressed with just how these quarterbacks, they just kind of can sense, and they try to make plays and extend plays. We've been blessed to see some pretty good, and we have some solid quarterbacks in the Low Country.
Only taking another shot downfield, and this time, Baylock. Are you kidding me? How about this grab? Blanket coverage from Hampton Giles on the outside. But this time, Baylock says, no, I'm coming down to this one.
Yeah, and he really didn't get all into it. Kind of almost threw that one off the back foot. But you're right. This time, Baylock said, hey, on the sidelines, hey, man, I know I dropped that one in the end zone. Come back to me. I got you the next time. And that's exactly what he did. A big-time catch by the junior.
Love the confidence. He came into this game as a leading receiver. His 10th grab of the season might be his best yet. Off the back foot of Quinn Mahoney, no less. That's an electric Mr. Sparky first down. Quarterback draw, Mahoney taking his time, patience, net in the A-gap. We're going to say the name Mills Knapp all night tonight. He leads this team, came into this one with a team-leading 56 total tackles.
Yeah, I think his goal tonight is to have a couple of the BE players, take a nap. Just take the night off because he's going to be in that backfield all night long. You see a 5'11", just bruiser linebacker. Nice job, but once again, of getting the runner on the ground.
Repeat, 2nd and 9. This time they hand it off to Nate Anderson. Got a whole lot of room to run. Pick up about 11 and another Mr. Sparky first down.
And a better job that time by the offensive line of Bishop England. I want to highlight Wyatt Lynn, the leading offensive lineman for the Bishops. Nice job of blocking down the field. They won the battle, and it's no secret, Jack. Whoever wins the trench, play to play, that's who's going to have the big plays all night long.
Slow to his feet was number 60, Patrick Werner. We'll take a break with him down on the field. The Bishops driving with 1:09 to go in the first quarter. Tonight's company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Don't go anywhere.
Injured? Hurt at work? Just call Joy.
There was a car driving so fast, and he hit me. A car not stopping at the stop sign T-boned me. I was overwhelmed, so I called the Thumbs Up guys. They make me feel secure. If you're hurt here in South Carolina, call the Thumbs Up guys.
We're those Thumbs Up guys.
Welcome to Purpose Driven Athletics. We are dedicated to mentoring student athletes, helping them reach their athletic capabilities and academic goals. Our personalized approach improves your chances of getting into the college you want. Don't wait. Join Purpose Driven Athletics today. We will give you the mentorship and coaching you deserve. Learn more about us online at purposedrivenathletics.com. Let us help you reach your goals. Your future starts now with Purpose Driven Athletics.
I've been working with Jason Noble since he was referred by a friend. He's helped me so much on my retirement journey that now I have no financial worries at all.
Call today to get a clearer picture of your financial future.
Tonight's company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet, an early lead for the visitors. But we take a look at that home student section, the fan cam. Brought to you by the Thumbs Up guys, your personal injury attorneys at Miller, Siegel, and award-winning cases and winning your trust. I'm cool with the neon theme tonight. Are you on board, dude?
I am indeed. And when you think about fan bases, these are two of the more creative fan bases, that being Porter-Gaud and Bishop England. Give kudos to the Cyclones. We look over there, Jack, across the field, and looks like their student section off to the right. It's pretty populated, so kudos to the Cyclones for blowing their way over here to Daniel Island.
It's a conversation that doesn't need to be had, but understood by many that are tuning in tonight. But this actually the first home game for Logan Hall with fans in the building, as in it's a muff snap. Looks like Porter-Gaud's going to come up with it. This could be a huge theme moving forward, as it looks like number 3, Alan Chisholm, is going to come up with the first turnover of tonight.
Of course, the injured Bishop, the play before that was the starting center, Shep Hohen, and now he's replaced by Patrick Werner. And it looked like that one just kind of wasn't necessarily a bad snap. It kind of hit him in the knee. I don't know if Mahoney was ready for it or not, but a bad break for the Bishops. And now the Cyclones back in business. They dodge a potential bullet.
It looks like that snap count was a little off. Bespoke heading to break. I read 60 instead of 50. It was Shep Hohen, the injured Bishop, heading to the sidelines. Now with a backup center in the game. Let's see if that's something that maybe messes with the cadence and tempo of Quinn Mahoney and company.
A lot of green jerseys there on the stop for the Bishops. Saw Matthew Punko get off that pile, so good job by the Bishops. And right now, Jack, what you want to do is don't allow Porter to pick up a first down so that we can somewhat keep field position.
Got eyes on 6-year head coach Brad Bowles locked in. This is offense. This time, nowhere to go. Big hit in the backfield. That's number 3, Hunter Alex, meeting J.J. Flood and saying, no way. All of a sudden, the Bishops rallying behind their fallen center.
Anytime you can get great penetration like that, as you can see, a lot in the backfield. Number 55 for the Bishops, the first there, Griffin Bus, to kind of disturb the play. So nice job by that front 4 of the Bishops, and that will be the final play of the first quarter.
And a huge hit of Hunter Alex, 5'11", 180. Got a bigger running back taking him head on. Clinical, disciplined tackling in the backfield will take us to the second quarter. The Road Dogs, the Cyclones, with a quick 7-0 lead. It's Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. We're just getting started. Don't go anywhere.
Is your child struggling in school? Do you know a child 16 to 19 years of age who has dropped out, lacks discipline, or is on a destructive path? Then give the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School a try. The military-style school provides an alternative education to young adults in need of a second chance by offering academic instruction by state-certified teachers and job-based training. Students live on campus during the 14-week program, which is virtually free. For more information, call us or visit willlougray.org.
We have an emergency. Code 16, over.
Earplugs, Jane.
Code 16, malfunctioning smoke detector.
How bad could it be?
This is malarkey.
It's important to check your smoke detectors regularly.
A broken detector won't protect you.
Still yelling.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You only have one back, and I believe you should go to the very best.
And the state-of-the-art procedure that they use, it's so non-invasive.
That's all I needed was an injection, and it's been several months and I've been pain-free.
When we got there and we saw so many people, I'm thinking to myself, this must be the answer.
In pain, we have everything you need under one roof. Make your own appointment at southeasternspine.com. No referral is needed.
Most of the services we offer is really around home repairs and maintenance needs, whether it be structural repairs in the crawl space, hanging pictures, and sheetrock repairs to electrical, carpentry, and plumbing. For really any home repair needs, give us a call. Really, the value we bring is doing the things that either A, they don't want to do, or the things that they don't have time to do or don't know how to do.
If your home needs repairs, call Rapid Repairs, 573-HELP.
It's Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Porter-Gaud with a quick 7-0 lead after a touchdown from Tony Brown at the 4-minute mark. A muffed fumble, as you can see. It's the Knights Southeastern Spine Institute. All those stats tonight can be brought to you by those guys, helping hurt people of all ages back to their active lives. Really, the difference maker was that fumble at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, yes, indeed. A little balance. Not as much offense for Bishop England, but they were starting to get some momentum and get it going, and then they had the unfortunate turnover. But as you can see, no need to throw the football when you can run it as well as Porter did on that opening drive.
Still without a pass attempt, Nolan Schumann has got this thing rolling as, again, broadcaster Jenks Shore. Little play action looking for his man downfield. And it looks like he's going to get that DPI. Looking for his slot receiver, Wilson Yarborough. Ball a bit underthrown, little play action bootleg. Love the play call from Brad Bolus as they'll move about 15 yards upfield after that penalty.
It looks like Vicente Romeo did a good job, but he forgot to turn around. You got to look for the ball. So he never turned around, face guard. Easy call for the officials. First down 4. But we talked about it, Jack. That's when you kind of set teams up. You run, and they fall asleep. Then you try to hit them with a big one down the field. Smart play call by Brad Bowles and his teams.
I told you, Schumann, who's the point guard on the basketball team for John Pearson, one of the more prestigious basketball programs in the entire state. Unbelievable vision. Without a turnover on the season is number 10, Nolan Schumann. But again, pick and choose your times. They find a guy downfield. A DPI will create our first purpose-driven athletics first down in the quarter.
Yeah, I'd say John Pearson, he's done okay for himself over there at Porter-Gaud.
And he's got this dude on his squad as well, J.J. Flood, a 15-yard pickup, also in that backcourt for John Pearson.
I'm not one to give basketball advice, but if I'm John Pearson, I got this J.J. Flood kid. Yeah, I'm putting him on the block, and I'm just going to put everybody else on the other side and just let him do one-on-one. If he can score the way he's running the football here tonight for the Cyclones, yeah, JP might have another kid go to the NBA. He's already got 2 in the league right now.
I don't know, man. This kid looks poised to play on Sundays with offers for Citadel, Dartmouth. Really intelligent kid, big number 4. This time they go back to the ground using Flood as the decoy. This, for the first time tonight, was Jackson Shealy, the 3rd-string running back of the game, about 4.
Sometimes you have to kind of give your horses a little break. As they did with Flood, as they tried to flare him out to create that illusion that they were going to run that speed option, but a nice job with the quick hitter and the run up the middle.
Go back to the ground. This time it's Tony Brown. A lot of room to run. How about that stiff arm? You said Derrick Henry earlier. Tony Brown giving his best impression. Nothing but green grass in front of him. And another Trident Technical College touchdown. Tony Brown. That's a bad man.
Dave Williams, but Dave missed the fact that there's a cyclone brewing over here on Daniel Island, because right now it has been Porter-Gaud. Tony Brown with the house call, the stiff arm, untouched. Must be nice to be Brad Bowles when you can give it to Thunder, you can give it to Lightning. You have a quarterback that can make plays right now. The Cyclones of Porter clicking on offs.
Well, Holland, clean snap, good hold, splits the uprights in the lead team. You said Thunder and Light. Tony Brown came into this ball game averaging 89 yards on the ground, 6 touchdowns, we'll add 2 more to the total. And Porter-Gaud's got a 2-touchdown lead.
Injured, hurt at work? Just call Joy.
You've got a friend in the car business.
No payments for 2025? At Cruz Chevy on Rivers, choose your new Chevy or certified pre-owned and have no payment till next year with approved credit. Together, let's drive. Details at cruzchevrolet.com.
Ever wonder what it's like to work at Knight's Companies? It's more than just a job. It's family. Here, you're not just another employee. You're a valued member of a team dedicated to excellence and innovation in concrete construction. We're united by our passion for building the future together. Join us at Knight's Companies, where your career thrives in an environment that values people, integrity, leadership, and excellence. Discover why our team is at the heart of everything we build.
You've got a friend in the car business.
New Chevy trucks and SUVs, no payment till 2025. Certified pre-owned and used vehicles, no payment till next year with approved credit. Details at cruzchevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
It's Knight's Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Jack DeLongchamp alongside the legend Everett German, Trooper Bob on the sidelines. And if you're just joining us, Tony Brown with 2 touchdowns of his own for Porter-Gaud. And he's so much of the conversation. Well, heck, he was our player to watch. He's garnishing a lot of opportunity at the next level for a reason. All that attention to J.J. Flood and Tony Brown letting the folks know at home, hey, I got a lot of football in front of me as well.
Yeah, this is an explosive Porter-Gaud offense. They're averaging 40 points a game coming in. They're all well on their way to having another performance of hitting what they've been doing over the first 5 weeks of the season.
We mentioned our third member of the crew, Cooper Bob. You got something for us on the sideline tonight, good sir?
Yeah, I do. You saw just a couple minutes ago, number 50 needed assistance getting off the field. He went over to the table. The trainer looked at him. After that, they started practicing on the sidelines with some other folks from his teammates. And some good news, the trainer tells me he is ready to go back in the game, but they would not tell me exactly what was wrong with him. But he is suited up and on the sidelines right now.
Great insight from Trooper Bob. That's fantastic news for Logan Hall and his staff. That was Shep Hullen that Bob was referring to, the junior center, 6 foot, 205 pounds. You know, his classmates up in the stands are excited to see big number 50 head back out on this drive.
Yeah, there's a lot of thumbs up over on that Porter-Gaud side right now. They're excited with what they've seen thus far from this Cyclone football team.
This is a little pooch kick and a nice return from number 18. That was Sammy Garton. Bishop England will start their drive at their own 30.
Jack, you know, there's still plenty of football left to be played, 10:38 in the second quarter, but this seems to be like a really crucial possession for BE. The fact that Porter-Gaud can run the ball as well as they have, obviously long time-consuming drives. You don't want to fall behind by 2 or 3 scores. So I think this is a drive that PE has got to get some momentum. They had momentum the last drive, killed themselves obviously with the fumble by the quarterback. Let's see if they can get back in rhythm here.
Trip receivers at the bottom of the screen as Mahoney's joined in the backfield by Nate Anderson. And he, to your point, used our broadcast history as a lesson learned. It was a 7-0 quick start from Asher Ridge for Oceanside just a week ago on Friday Night Rivals. Scored 28 unanswered after it looked like the physicality was going to be flexed all night long. Let's see how Bishop England responds, and it's a great start. Gritty 9-yard pickup from Nate Anderson.
Nice stop by Tony Brown. Also Austin Smith on the stop for the Cyclones. Great blocking by the Bishops. And no panic by Logan Hall. Down 2 scores, stick to the game plan. He talked about that as well. Even when things aren't going well, we're not going to abandon what we do. They want to run the football. Still plenty of football left to be played.
Well, hey, we want to shout out the big fella for that. Was Wyatt Lynn clearing the way. Big pancake block downfield. Get the Bishops off to a quick start. Little RPO. Mahoney will keep. 6-yard pickup's good enough for a purpose-driven athletics. First down.
Looks like Allen Chisholm on the stop. And a good job here by the Bishops. 2 runs. Also allows your defense an opportunity to kind of get some rest, kind of gather themselves. I'm sure there's a lot of guys on this offense that play both ways. So nice drive thus far. And a nice run by Quinn Mahoney.
See the start from Mahoney. They've taken really aggressive shots. We've already seen 4 deep balls downfield. It's the run game this drive. Quick little screen onto the outside. And how about this hit? J.J. Flood planting Zach Baylog as that bubble screen had no hope.
That was about as fundamental of a tackle that I've seen. I'm talking face mask in the chest. You have to wonder if they kind of knew that was coming. A nice swing pass out the backfield from Mahoney. Tried to get it, but this time he kind of led his wide receiver, Baylog, maybe too far up the field. Led him kind of right into J.J. Flood. On that particular play, Flood won that battle.
They say it at the next level. I'm not saying it. They do. Maybe a hospital ball with the type of stud caliber on the outside that is J.J. Flood. See a little eye candy in the backfield from those Porter-Gaud linebackers. Looks like they may have gotten a battling Bishop to flinch up front.
False start.
And right now,
on the
it
wide
just seems as if Bishop England a little out of sync, off balance, like everything's kind of choppy. And, you know, speaking with Coach Hall, he mentioned just up to this point, while, they were undefeated, but they still had a lot of improving to do, lining up the correct way, doing the right assignment. And so for this situation, disappointed with what he's seen thus far from his team, but I'm sure they will rally the troops and get it together.
Yeah, he did. He told us in that interview, like, hey, we got to count all the wins, lining up correctly, right? We've already seen a legal formation, a false start, so maybe first game in front of fans, home jitters, as Mahoney looking to take things in his own hand. Scramble of about 6, looking to get all the penalty yards back, but it appears there's a little bit of a scrum for the ball. That ball popped out of Mahoney, and it looks like Porter-Gaud's going to recover.
Chase Anderson put his helmet right on. Solid tackle, easy turnover. Benjamin Tolley there with the recovery. As we take a look at the replay here, you'll see Anderson absolutely put his head in the right position. As you look right here, Mahoney looking up the field, and bam, right there. Whew, easy play, turnover. The Cyclones smelling blood.
Already the second turnover forced by this defense. Chase Anderson, a senior and a Middlebury commit, looking to play and win an MESC championship as Middlebury did just a year ago. That big play has got this offense rocking and rolling, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They go back to the pay dirt. That's about an 8-yard gain for Tony Brown.
They teach you high and tight, keep that ball close to you. Unfortunately for Mahoney, he didn't do that, and that's what allowed Anderson to force that turnover. So another tough break for Bishop England.
You mentioned out of sync. So quickly can this game change. Driving down 7, it was that muffed snap with the backup center. Now all of a sudden, like, you kind of feel like your back's up against the walls. What do you want to see from this Bishop England defense and effort to get them back in this one?
I mean, they got to come up with the stop here, whether it be forcing a turnover on downs, whatever it is. They cannot really afford to go down 3 scores.
2 tight end set, 2 receivers at the top of your screen. A little speed option. How about this? The head fake from Schumann. Kicks it right up through the seam, up the middle of the field. An 8-yard gain, another purpose-driven athletics first down.
Zach Bailoff now on the defensive side with that tackle. And what a fake there. Nice job on the option. And again, when you have those types of weapons, they're going to focus their attention on Brown to make sure he or Flood. So great running opportunity for Porter-Gaud.
Bailoff stepped up and made the tackle from the strong safety spot. Porter-Gaud with the rock at the 30. It's time to go back to the middle of the field. Flood wrapped up and tackled by a herd of battling Bishops, led by, it looked like, number 17, Matthew Ponkow.
If you're Brad Bowles, you have to be excited about what you've seen from your team thus far. An outstanding start on the road. Couldn't ask for a better start here. Of course, they had a solid win last week, beating Augusta Christian 42-19. The only loss on their schedule was a tough one against Hammond, 28-15. But right now, boy, would this be a big win for Porter-Gaud.
Beating the 4A foe, the longtime rival. This time a pitch to the outside. Flood, great tackle by Fletcher Effington Carl. Roll call to the football. Flood had nowhere to go.
You know, Jack, I keep hearing, I used to coach. Now, this was elementary school basketball.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Fletcher, but his last name wasn't Carl, it was just Fletcher Effington. So I'm wondering if it's the same kid. And, added a hyphen. It's got to be him.
They threw you a little bit of an audible. And when it comes to this linebacking group, Effington Carl, one of the best at the 4A level in the low country. Go back to the ground. There's Effington Carl again. Tony Brown with a pickup of about 3 and short of a first down. You play coach here. You going for it 4th and short?
Oh, absolutely. You got the momentum. You want to kind of step on them. And, they're kind of reeling right now. So, yeah, if you want to put the pressure on that defense, they really have not stopped you all night. So whether it be Brown, whether it be Schulman or Flood, you got to figure one of those 3 can get you 3 yards.
Maybe it's going to be your elementary school basketball star. Could it be Effington Carl to make a big stop on 4th down? Shoots the A-gap. Flood goes right by him. A 7-yard pickup, and this big run will take Porter-Gaud for the 3rd time already tonight into the rapid repair red zone.
Bailoff once again on the stop. Nothing fancy, just the give over the left side. The offensive line of Porter-Gaud doing a phenomenal job opening up massive holes for these running backs to run through.
You'll see, when in doubt, they run behind big number 57. You see, he stands out on your screen at home. The senior left tackle holding offers from North Greenville, Limestone, Hampton, Sydney, Rhodes College, and Erskine. The list goes on, and rightfully so, as Tony Brown is held up. Nice tackle made by number 44, Luke Russell.
Listen, I know you're for real offensive lineman. When you wear knee braces too, yeah, you know you mean business. And 6'5", 240. They'll get him up to a college, get him on a training table. They'll bulk him up to 260, 270. He's got good feet. He moves well. He'll be fine at the next level.
You hit the nail on the head. Coach Bowles told us you got to see this guy on a ladder drill, right? Big number 57, quick like a cat. Does he move that pulling guard spot? Make a really nice home at the left tackle position at the collegiate level. Talk about making a nice home. Porter-Gaud has done so in BE territory all night long. A 2-touchdown lead with 5:12 to go. Tonight's company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Don't go anywhere. The Cyclones are storming.
These are our neighbors. When one of our neighbors needs help, we want to be there for them. We want everyone that comes to our office to leave satisfied. Then we know we did our job. If you were a loved one or injured in South Carolina, call us. We're those thumbs up guys.
Welcome to Purpose Driven Athletics. We are dedicated to mentoring student athletes, helping them reach their athletic capabilities and academic goals. Our personalized approach improves your chances of getting into the college you want. Don't wait. Join Purpose Driven Athletics today. We will give you the mentorship and coaching you deserve. Learn more about us online at purposedrivenathletics.com. Let us help you reach your goals. Your future starts now with Purpose Driven Athletics.
I've been working with Jason Noble for 6 years, and he's helped me and my wife Christine establish a generational wealth plan, not only for ourselves, but for our entire family.
Call today to get a clearer picture of your financial future.
As we welcome you back into Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. A quick Porter-Gaud 14-0 lead, and they're still driving. Before that, we send it down for a little check presentation. Knights Companies in News 4 every week are proud to present each participating home school a check for $500. This grant provides each school with extra funding to help make their school that much better. Over the past 15 seasons, FNR and our sponsors have donated over $150,000 to Low Country students and schools. Congratulations as we kick it down to Trooper Bob in our host school, Bishop England.
Well, I'm down here on the sidelines with Patrick Finneran, president of Bishop England. How is this money going to benefit the school?
So we'll go to our teachers. So we this year really kind of focus on our teachers. It's a hard job in education, so this will go help them, little snacks, lunches, that kind of thing. So we'll go back to them because they do all the hard work.
Absolutely. Educators are always helping us out and doing the hard work at the school. I'll send it back to you guys upstairs.
Hey, cannot thank Patrick Finneran and Bishop England enough. It's Porter-Gaud still driving. Those BE fans looking to make a little bit of noise here in the red zone. Try to battle their way back in it. A little pitch to Flood. He crashes through the middle of the field. Rumbling, stumbling. Does he have enough for a tutty? But hold your horses, folks. Looks like a flag maybe in the spot of holding.
He does such a nice job of just running through arm tackles. Like, he just refuses to go down. As you see the ball high and tight there, bouncing off of battling Bishop defenders. And, yeah, that flag came in the middle of that action. So you have to think either a face mask or a holding has got to be the call.
23 white, 10 yards from the spot. Repeat second down.
Our head official, Greg Ronks, done such a great job tonight with our Friday Night Rivals broadcasting. Great job explaining to not only y'all at home, but to us upstairs, too. You know what I mean? Like, he's kept us informed, rocking and rolling. Great pace tonight is a great start coming out of the timeout break for Porter-Gaud as they now face 2nd and 14.
That's a tough break for Cole Thornton because didn't need to do that. Just kind of get what you can and go from there.
Well, back to the ground. This time it's Tony Brown. Leg tackles won't do the trick as he runs through a whole bushel of battling Bishops. You can see at the end of the play it was Baylog and Hunter Alex finally taking him down. So it looks like they're going to face a 3rd and short.
And Nate Anderson also in on the stop, and Luke Russell for the Bishops. And you got to give credit to these Cyclone running backs, man. They do not go down easily. They're earning every single yard, every single time.
About a 10-yard pickup from Brown, as you can see yet again, Frank Schmidt leading the way. Got to imagine they go back to that left side as they flexed Cole Thornton out on that tight end spot. Bottom of your screen. It looks like, just a little overzealous as Bishop England. That was Matthew Ponkow jumping into the neutral zone.
And these are the mistakes that, Coach Hall was talking about. These are avoidable mistakes. You have to be disciplined. You watch the football. Don't worry about the cadence. And as a result, that's free yardage for the Cyclones, and it's going to be close, I think, to a first down, Jack.
I was going to say, basically on the spot, you see the graphic at home, it's 3rd and 4. Having a conversation about
dead ball, encroachment. half the distance.
Yep. Again, another great explanation from Greg Rongs is it will give Porter-Gaud enough for a first down. You see at the top of your screen, too, obviously Ponkow, just a sophomore, a youngster mistake. Love the leadership of Luke Russell. Big number 44 going over there and giving him a big hug, letting him know they're going to need him to get back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just effort, but you just have to play under control.
It's Brown, flood to the side of Schumann. Go back to Brown. Schumann keeps. Little RPO, fooled me upstairs. A great tackle on the outside. How about that? Matthew Ponkow, the young sophomore, making a big play.
Yeah, not a way to answer for the mistake. Also, Rivers Simmons in on the stop for the Bishops. And they have to make this the hardest 3 yards they can for Porter. And if you're Brad Bowles, you want to take as much time off the clock, take your time, figure it's 4-down territory, and just really work this clock.
There's Rivers Simmons, that Mike backer, 6'2", 200 pounds, great size. Can he make another stop? This time they go to Flood. Flood fighting through a whole battle of Bishops. Great defensive work to stop him short of the goal line.
Again, great push by that BE front seven. As we talked about earlier, nothing fancy here. No, you don't need to be the smartest kid in the class. Run between the tackles, have those offensive linemen get those shoulder pads low, run behind those shoulder pads, and get that push to go backwards down the field.
Good tackle by Anderson, a little running back on running back crime, as we're going to get a premature whistle. It looks like we're going to get a timeout. But it appears Porter-Gaud before that play was snapped. I misspoke. It was definitely that timeout defensively. Stop the clock. When we stop it on the field, we're going to send it back down to Trooper Bob for our educator spotlight. Let's go down to the sidelines where we have Trooper Bob with tonight's Thumbs Up Guys Educator Spotlight.
Timeouts here, no flags on the field where we're at, so we're free to talk to the president here.
There you go.
Patrick Finnery with Bishop England. So school year started a couple weeks ago. How's everything going? What are some of the new things you're doing here at the school?
It's going great. It's off to a wonderful start. We changed our schedule for the first time in probably 60 years. Had extended periods for our kids, for our teachers, gave all our kids and teachers a flex time so they can do some homework and makeup tests and that kind of stuff. Trying to do that work-life balance that everyone's trying to get for our kids and our teachers.
I see a lot of teachers and parents, faculty here along the fence line in the stands. What does that mean to you for everyone to come out on a Friday night and support the team in the school?
Well, that's the Bishop England family. I mean, we always say that we are one family, and so it's always good to see. You have graduates who've been here. We have fifth-generation students in our school, and so it's just nice to see parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, just to be here to celebrate.
Well, it's good to see you every year, too, so we'll watch the game here and see what happens here right before halftime.
Thank you very much.
Send it back to you guys.
That message brought to you by the Thumbs Up Guys, your personal injury attorneys at Miller, Dawson, Siegel, and Ward, winning cases and winning your trust. Go back to the dirt. J.J. Flood, I'll meet you in the A-gap. A huge tackle and stuck. The goal line stand. Looked like that was big number 44. We told you it was Luke Russell, first to contact.
That was a big stop there by Bishop England. Going to force 4th and goal.
Oh, we're holding our horses. At the top, line judge said it was about 2 yards short, actually. Your bottom line judge, as they deliberate with Greg Rongs, actually signaled touchdown. That's why you can see head coach Logan Hall already all the way out on the field. Those are officials kind of deliberate. What did you see?
I saw him as coming up short.
I think Porter-Gaud did too, as they're getting ready to make another 4th and short play call. And Greg Rongs is going to say it's a touchdown. J.J. Flood, as Brad Bowl is saying, yeah, never a doubt. We got big number 4 in the backfield. Another tried technical college touchdown. That is a bit controversial.
Yeah, Hall saw same thing we saw. He saw that faraway sideline judge put up his fist, which would indicate 4th down. He saw, as you see him showing there, yeah, I saw the fist, which should be 4th down. But for Flood, and I'm assuming that's the goal line right there. Obviously, from that angle, we don't have a benefit of having a goal line cam, but yeah, one saw one thing and the other saw something else. But the most important thing is what the officials say, so it's 20-0, Porter-Gaud.
J.J. Flood with his first touchdown of the night. Don't get it mistaken, though. That's his 17th touchdown of the year. As Mulholland yet again remains perfect, splits the upright. Oh, excuse me. Well, I'm missing everywhere. Over the left post, as you can tell, a little bit of a skewed view. The PAT, no good, lead remain. As we take a look from our camera angle up in that Sunbelt scissor lift, still tough to tell.
Great shot there by Tim Fennell, but still can't really definitively see if that ball crossed the line. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What we see is what the officials saw. And so a 20-0 lead for Porter-Gaud.
Just mentioned it. That's our Sunbelt Rental scissor lift. Sunbelt Rental, without the right equipment, you've got no game. And that's our guy. Shout out to Chick-fil-A. Shout out to Tim Fennell getting a great view on the goal line. He really is the best in the business.
Absolutely. Eating on the job. Nothing wrong with that. Enjoying a nice sandwich. So there you go. Tim Fennell, the best in the business.
I was going to say, it almost looks like I think the chocolate chip cookie variety for Tim. If it doesn't tell you at home how weak of an angle we got is Tim chowing down on those potato chips. I see you, big guy.
I got to tell you, Jack, I want to get back to the principal president of Bishop England. They talked about they changed their schedule. That ILT, Tom's what it's called. Obviously a parent of a kid in a high school. Man, that's some good stuff. Like, it literally is, I believe, 45 minutes in the middle of the school day that you can either get tutoring or you can do homework if you missed a test. I mean, it really is a game changer. And unfortunately, Jack, that was not around when we were in school because, and I think it also helps kids not have to be doing homework 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. So they kind of get a jump on it. So I'm a big fan of that ILT, which obviously stands for individual learning time.
I love that. I needed a lot of ILT in my high school days.
Add me to that list.
We appreciate the President, Patrick Finneran, and Trooper Bob, as there was obviously a lot to go down.
Hey, I'm the first one to put my hand up, too. If my response after that PAT didn't tell you that, hey, I like our job a whole lot more of those officials as, yes, it was a controversial take, but we had really no view of, A, that goal line, or the kick that I personally thought slipped in. The missed PAT from Mulholland keeps that lead at 20-0 with 2:46 to go before the end of the half. Got to imagine Mahoney and Logan Hall's offense have got to try to go get points.
Great job by our officiating crew tonight. Greg Rollins, the white hat, Gerald Lewis, Luther Brown, Joe Manigault, and Tyler Lotz. You're right. That's just a tough job, you know, because no matter what you do, someone's going to be happy, someone's not going to be happy.
Danged if you do, danged if you don't. Glad they were able to deliberate and make the most accurate decision.
And they don't have the benefit of instant replay or goal line cam that you see at the collegiate level or the National Football League level. So just doing the best that they can. And as we have to remember, Jack, without officials, it'd be hard to have competition at the high school level.
Good kick. Great tackle. That was Benjamin Tolley in special teams effort. A huge hit. Bishop England will take over at the 24.
Tell you right now, Uncle Mo's on the side of the Cyclones. Everything going the way for Porter-Gaud offense, defense, special teams. Seems like they just have a little more juice, at least in this first half of tonight's contest.
And they've been relentless, right? Like a shark in the water. They smelt blood. Every mistake that Bishop England's made, they've taken advantage of almost immediately.
Well, you talked about it, Jack. Bishop England has the turnovers in the game, the 2 turnovers, and give credit to Porter. They've been able to take advantage of it and turn those and convert those into points. So when they give you the opportunity, you have to make the most of it, and that's what Porter-Gaud has done thus far.
Anderson joining the backfield in pass protection. A little bit of pressure as Mahoney off the back foot firing. He was looking for Nick Bernetti. That ball sail out of bounds.
And that's the issue now, as we have another stoppage of play. Not sure.
See a ball being rushed up there as Brad Bolus looks about as confused as we are upstairs, as Greg Rawlings will have a quick conversation with Logan Hall. You got anything?
Yeah, no.
Hey, fans at home listening along, if we're not anything, we're transparent. As confused as you are with 2:20 to go in the second quarter.
Because I don't see a flag on the field.
No flag. Could they possibly be discussing intentional grounding? Receiver clearly in the area, though.
Well, I do know this. The defense of Porter-Gaud now will have an advantage because trailing by 3, this is going to force Bishop England to throw the football. So those front four can kind of pin their ears back and provide that pass rush, kind of not necessarily have to worry about, the run. Now, I will say, still plenty of football left, so this game is not over by any stretch of the imagination, but you have to think BE is going to have to start taking some shots as we see another unforced error by Bishop England. It looks like that right tackle jumped just a bit.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5 yards. Peace.
I think that was Wyatt Lynn, the guilty part. He's had such a solid night tonight. Just some mental mistakes, and as you're trying to grow your program and get to that next level, as Coach Hall talked about, those are the things that you just have to avoid. Just too many mistakes here tonight for Bishop England.
So back it up. Now 2nd and 15 for the Bishops. Trips receivers at the bottom of the screen. Little design quarterback run as Mahoney, a pickup of about 2. But there he is again. Mills, Knapp all over it. Trips him up.
Also Benjamin Talian on the stop, the junior linebacker. Man, you talk about roll call at the football right now. This Porter-Gaud defense is fired up.
You see right now, too, Mills Knapp didn't bite on that bubble screen head fake that they've run close, I believe, 3 times already tonight. And again, it's that linebacker core that Brad Bowles said, this is a really talented group. For a team that went 9-3 a year ago, 5-1 in region play, actually made it to the 4A Skiza semifinals. He said, this is the group that's going to get us back and over the hump to play for a state championship.
I'll tell you what, unfortunately, it's not our Friday Night Rivals game of the week, but boy, October 11th, Porter-Gaud at Northwood Academy. Johnny Waters doing a great job with the Chargers. Obviously, we see Brad Bowles is doing here with Porter-Gaud. That is going to be a phenomenal game that night. In the words of Scotty Eisberg, that will be a Skiza please.
I would love a Skiza please. As we see, we got a beautiful night on hand. You mentioned a couple dates. This is where we'll be. Myrtle Beach at Cane Bay, a Cobra team we saw just a few weeks ago. October 4th, Fort Dorchester National. We've had that one highlighted for quite some time. And October 11th, we get the Somerville Green Wave at James Island. Somerville, who's just a game away from the state championship a year ago, competing for a lower state. We have got some incredible ones all on hand. All those games will start at 7:30 on My TV Charleston or YouTube for you at home.
And the best thing about Cane Bay, Fort Dorchester, Ashley Ridge, Somerville, and James Island, all of them are playing tonight. And if you're watching us or here, you can catch the finals tonight at I literally have my DVR set just in the event I don't get home, so I can see what Scotty and Webb have as they bring you the recap of all the action in the Low Country.
Nobody's better at ABC4 than the news director and sports director Scott Eisberg. Here's the deal: all action from all around the Low Country, and maybe, just maybe, does Bishop England have a couple up their sleeve to try to get them back in this game.
Oh, wow.
Yet again, another false start.
Yeah. Logan Hall is
on the
not
offense.
going to be happy.
5 yards, 3rd down.
At time. It's going to be tough enough to beat Porter when you're playing your best. You absolutely have no chance when you don't play your best and you have just these silly mental mistakes. You just have to lock in, as he mentioned to us. When you're between those white lines, Jack, lock in, do what you have to do. And right now, this is not indicative of how good this Bishop England football team has been up to this point.
Brad Bowles gets to send his group just maybe a casino house blitz. Empty backfield. Mahoney back to pass. It's another screen on the outside, this time with a lot of room to run. Big tackle. I mean, a huge tackle by Chase Anderson to stop him after about a 9-yard gain. That was Zach Baylock.
Nice execution here. Once again, hitting his wide receiver in stride up the field. But unfortunately, Mr. Anderson was there to greet him at what looks like what's that, Jack, the 21-yard line?
Yep.
And so it's going to force 3rd and long as we have a timeout taken by Brad Bowles and the Cyclones.
So I did a little bit of research. Chase Anderson, who's going to go play at Middlebury College, from what we've seen through 2 quarters, They are getting a steal and maybe a little bit of an undersized free safety, but a really highly instinctual young man, Middlebury, who actually won the NESC Conference Championship a year ago. They're just relocking and reloading, doing a better job recruiting the low country. Coach Bowles said, we've just got dudes that are understanding the game a little bit more and more each week. You mentioned wanting to get over the hump. You said that Hammond score. That's a team that constantly is winning Skeeza State championships year in and year out. He goes, learned a lot about my ball club just 2 weeks ago.
And only falling 28-15 to be able to hold Hammond to just 28 points. Very impressive indeed. But you're right, Chase Anderson, he can end up being a steal. As you can see right there in the back, he's got good size, good length. So, yeah, you know, they can even bulk him up a little, move him up into a linebacker role. But, yeah, he'll have a chance to definitely play on Saturdays, and definitely one of the better defenders we've seen here on Friday Night Rivals this season.
Actually seeing the special teams unit on for the first time tonight for Bishop England. That's the quarterback, Quinn Mahoney, doing the punting duties. Fires a big booming punt that's going to travel close to 44 yards before being down at the Porter-Gaud 29. Mahoney, who actually, we told you, transferred from Oceanside, did all the kicking duties for that state championship team a year ago. Fires away a big-time kick to flip the field.
Yeah, special teams always so important. You know, Jack, you and I had an opportunity to talk to the long snapper, Harper Daniel, his grandparents before the game. Apparently he's starting to get some looks as well. Some scholarships. People kind of, quote-unquote, make fun of the long snapper. They give scholarships to that. Not everybody can do that. So kudos to him being able to that snap back so effectively, so efficiently, and with speed. That's why, well, he may get to go to school for free.
Coach Hall says he's got 3 alumni snapping at the collegiate level right now. Daniel looking at Wofford College as Schumann's going to air it out. He's got a man, and oof, right through the wickets of Amir Chisholm, the sophomore. A go-round he blew by everybody, just couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, he has to kind of catch that ball at the high point. You'll notice his hands are at his waist or even below. He tried to let that ball fall right into his hands. You got to go get it. And, yeah, he's going to be having nightmares about that one tonight, because that definitely would have been nothing but 6.
Well, they caught the Bishop slated being just the second pass attempt all game for Schumann, and it was a dime close to 45 yards downfield. This time on 2nd and 10, they'll go to number 22, Jackson Shealy. Shealy wrapped up, nowhere to go for about a 1-yard pickup.
And the initial guy, Luke Russell, there on the stop, had a little bit of help from his teammates as well. But what a gutsy call by Brad Bowles. You think they were going to run the ball out, try to catch them sleeping. They actually caught them sleeping, just not able to complete the pass.
Another really bright star in the coaching world, Brad Bowles, 6th year at Porter-Gaud. Mentioned it a little bit earlier. Was at Providence Day in the Charlotte area for close to 3 seasons. Before that was at St. John's, where we told you he coached actually with Tony Brown's dad. Now back in the low country in Porter-Gaud faithful. Beyond exciting to have him at the helm. Excited to have this dude running the rock as well. It has been all Tony Brown all the time. It's a 22-yard gain for the young man that's already got 2 tutties tonight.
Yep, Nate Anderson there on the stop, where he would have taken that one to the house. And a big run by Tony Brown. Here we are, Jack, talking about J.J. Flood and how special he is. Tony Brown putting on a show tonight.
Coach Bowles said, I believe North Greenville, the Crusaders have already offered Tony Brown. He said he's just a baller, right? It was 16 seconds to go in the second quarter. Yeah, you could take a knee, go to victory formation, but you got dudes like number 1 in the back, take a shot.
Yeah, and you have playmakers on the outside. Maybe you spread everyone out, get Brown and Flood on one-on-one situations and run a little decoy and just try to find something down the field. But so far, a solid first half for Brad Bowles and the Cyclones, as they have been able to just really execute across the board in terms of offense, defense. The only really blemish is the missed extra point.
The sweet visor of Logan Hall to a team in Bishop England that just a year ago was 2-8, 1-3 in the region. Not only is he taking over a roster that has struggled, has not experienced a lot of success, but also making the jump to the 4A level, the first time that he's ever competed at this level. Thrown the gauntlet, yet he has answered the call. But down 20 with 6 to go, his team just looking to get to the half with this deficit at bay. Schumann moves the pocket, looking for a man downfield, and it's picked off. That's Nate Anderson. He's going to take it back to the 50.
What a play. That's the stop that Bishop England needed, because you absolutely cannot afford. And kind of surprised he kind of took the under route at this situation with only 7 seconds left. Just throw it downfield and give someone a chance.
Wanted to keep that deficit at bay, but how about something to cheer about? Your starting running back, your starting safety, Nate Anderson, jumps the passing lane. The first turnover of the night for Porter-Gaud. Let Bishop England maybe consider taking a shot with 7 to go?
Just why not? Just know if it were to get intercepted, everyone has to be on their high horse. You can't allow a pick six. So, yeah, I would kind of roll guys out, roll Mahoney. He's shown that he has a big arm, and let him just air it out. Anything can happen. It could even be maybe a pass interference, which would give you another opportunity.
We've seen 4 go routes from this Bishop's offense. Logan Hall, an aggressive play caller. Does he take maybe one more shot? His biggest receiver is going to be his tight end, Jack Lavelle, 6'5", 230. Is it a jump ball for the big fella? We'll see how they respond. Quick little out route. Got his man downfield. Got to scamper out of bounds as it looks like there's just going to be 1 second to go in the half, as he finds Nick Brunetti, his first reception of the night.
You like that play because obviously they were in that prevent defense, but throwing the ball across the field, across the hash marks, took a lot of time to pick up. Essentially looks like 8 yards.
Does it just kind of almost get you in range, right?
You would hope, because obviously him being a right-handed, you want to have him roll right. Just like I said, just throw it up there. Anything can happen. If it were to get intercepted, just make sure you get the return guy on the ground.
See a clean pocket, pressure on the backside. It was David Brown again, but no one home. That prevent defense allowed Nick Brunetti to quickly get out of bounds.
And a smart play by Brunetti to get out of bounds with 1 second left and not try to pick up, any additional yards.
Nice home clock, too, with just 1 second to go in the half. As you see Hall leading the way. That's also at the bottom of your screen with that red wristband. That's Leo Albano for Low Country football fans, the Notre Dame graduate. He's a Hall of Famer here at Bishop England. One of the best to ever don the green, helping kind of coach and mentor the next wave of stud young athletes.
And played at Notre Dame, correct?
Played at Notre Dame 4 years. Trips receivers at the bottom of the screen. That's Jacob McCarr, the 6'2" receiver at the top. Clean pocket, buzzer ringing. Jump ball in the end zone. Patted down by J.J. Flood as it didn't even get to the end zone. That final buzzer will set us to the half. Porter-Gaud, 3-touchdown lead. Incredible running game as Tony Brown with 2 touchdowns, J.J. Flood with 1. Trooper Bob to potentially get a hold of head coach Brad Bowles. Your thoughts on what was a really clean half for the Cyclones?
Yeah, nice job by Porter-Gaud, but as we all know, football is 4 quarters, not 2. And because of that, the Cyclones, they won the first 2. But that does not mean that they've won the game. I'm sure Brad Bowles will find something to be critical, because you want your guys to stay on their P's and Q's and obviously tell them there's still football to be played.
I believe we've got Trooper Bob and head coach Brad Bowles ready for their first half update. Trooper Bob, take it away.
Hey, Coach, you're 20 points for your first half. Are you happy with your team's performance so far?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're doing a good job. We got to continue to work. We've, they're pressing us and doing some things offensively, and we've got to make sure we get some stops in the second half.
Are you impressed with your defense? They're able to hold them to no points as the first half.
Yeah, but you don't get the punt on defense. So we've got to make sure that we get some stops and we don't allow the big play. We had a couple penalties early on in the game, and we just got to clean that up.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck in the second half. One thing we've had, Bishop England got the ball back right before the half, and we've had a lot of penalties on this field. I'm curious to see how many yards and penalties we have, but we'll talk to Coach Hall and see what his message is for his team before we start the second half. Back to you guys.
Well, to your point, Trooper Bob, probably not going to be terribly excited as we see the yellow traffic vests. Yeah, there was a lot of yellow hankies, but to the dismay of the home crowd, Porter-Gaud with a 3-score lead. Tonight's company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Don't go anywhere. The Climate Makers halftime report will be on just the other side. Got a weird feeling we're going to see a whole lot of highlights of big number 1 and number 4 in the backfield. Porter-Gaud leads by 20.
What do we got?
Code 94, circuit breaker.
Let's break it down.
Susie's got dance recital, Kevin has midterms, Dan's trying to watch the game, and I'm just trying to make dinner.
Kevin! Flip the breaker! We should take a look at that breaker.
relieved of duty.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I am glad I'm here because it's really helping me.
I have a lot of things I want to do.
I like being in charge of others.
My confidence how really build up to start getting here.
This place has showed me it's not good to run from your education.
It's a really great place. You got people here that are willing to help you.
It's something that's going to get you through every day. It's just something you have to have. And they're making it possible for me because if I wasn't here, I would not be in high school.
When your project demands the best, turn to Sunbelt Rentals. 10 branches conveniently located in Charleston, Sunbelt Rentals helps you get things done with an expanded mix of tools and equipment. With over 14,000 pieces of equipment, expert advice, and reliable service, we help pros and DIYers tackle any job, big or small. Rent from Sunbelt Rentals, a company proud to be involved in the community and schools. Sunbelt Rentals, making it happen for our customers. Visit us today.
Most of the services we offer is really around home repairs and maintenance needs, whether it be structural repairs in the crawl space, hanging pictures, and sheetrock repairs to electrical, carpentry, and plumbing. For really any home repair needs, give us a call. Really, the value we bring is doing the things that either A, they don't want to do, or the things that they don't have time to do or don't know how to do.
If your home needs repairs, call Rapid Repairs, 573-HELP.
Welcome to the Climate Makers Halftime Report, where your comfort is our business.
Each week, the Thumbs Up guys are proud to highlight a scholar athlete from each participating school. The students selected will have an opportunity to win a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Tonight's scholar athletes are first from over at Porter-Gaud. It's Hugh Buxton, a 4-year Letterman varsity football player, also 4-year Letterman at the track and field level, where he actually placed third in the entire state and actually broke the school record in javelin. He's also a First Scout Presbyterian Church youth group leader, where he also does a ton of volunteer service work with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. That's Hugh Buxton with that 4.675 GPA over at Porter-Gaud. Now, over at Bishop England, it's Miss Piper Hamrick, a 4.82 GPA, a 4-year Letterman on the varsity girls lacrosse team, where she was actually voted captain this season. An all-lower state girls varsity lacrosse goalie nominee. She also is the vice president of the NHS and the president Spanish Club here at Bishop England. Congratulations to Piper and Hugh, this week's Thumbs Up Guys Scholar Athletes.
It is Holy War Week here on Friday Night Rivals, Porter-Gaud, Bishop England, and there is one attorney in town who certainly has a rooting interest in this game. Brandon from the Thumbs Up guys, how exciting is this one for you?
Oh man, you know I had this one circled early in the season. Last year, I made it back to my alma mater, saw the Cyclones win 35-31. I think Flood had his kind of breakout game, 4 touchdowns, 200+ yards. I think he's going to go for 306, this time around. So really excited to see the Cyclones battle the Bishops this week.
Absolutely, Jeff. For you, how exciting is it year in, year out when you just kind of see rivalries blossom and then you see how the kids under those helmets, how special they are?
Oh, it's fantastic. And Brandon's right. You see breakout games in these rivalry games. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be cheering for Porter with my partner here. So can't wait to see how this one plays out.
Sounds great. That is they are 2 of the 4 Thumbs Up guys, presenting sponsors of our Scholar Athlete here on Friday Night Rivals.
We'll be right back with more from the Climate Makers Halftime Report.
At Climate Makers, we're more than experts in heating and cooling. We're family. For over 20 years, we've kept homes comfortable. Trust us with your family's comfort.
The truth is in the stars, and with Climate Makers, your comfort is our business.
We help people who've been hurt, period. We want everyone that comes to our office to leave satisfied. Then we know we did our job. If you were a loved one or injured in South Carolina, call us. We're those Thumbs Up guys.
In Charleston, success is worth celebrating. At All American Awards, we help you recognize excellence with custom awards and trophies that truly stand out. Everything from name badges and custom acrylics to sports awards. All American Awards makes it easy for you to honor your company or team's hard work and dedication with high-quality craftsmanship. Let All American Awards help you celebrate success. We are Charleston's choice for quality recognition.
Delta Force Athletics is the home of Delta Force All-Stars, Charleston's premier cheerleading and tumbling center. Our 10,000 square foot facility allows your child to discover their athletic ability, regardless of skill level. Now enrolling for after-school programs and recreational tumbling. Join us for half-year tryouts, Sunday, October 27th. Visit our website to sign up today. Delta Force Athletics. Don't miss your chance to join the Force.
We've been working with Jason Noble for several years.
Recently, when my husband got a layoff notice, we weren't sure if he was ready to retire, but we went to Jason and he said, yeah, you're ready, go for it.
Call today to get a clearer picture of your financial future.
Climate Makers, we're more than experts in heating and cooling. We're family. For over 20 years, we've kept homes comfortable. Trust us with your family's comfort.
The truth is in the stars, and with Climate Makers, your comfort is our business.
Welcome to the Climate Makers Halftime Report, where your comfort is our business.
As the Climate Makers Halftime Report rolls on, fans, we want to give you the opportunity of a lifetime to vote for tonight's Delta Force All-Stars Cheer of the Game. Log on to abcnews4.com/poll and vote for either of tonight's cheer squads. Cast a vote for the Delta Force All-Stars Cheer of the Game. Results will be shown later tonight during the fourth quarter. But with no further ado, the Cyclone and Bishop cheer squads.
We'll be right back with more from the Climate Makers Halftime Report.
Climate Makers, we're more than experts in heating and cooling. We're family. For over 20 years, we've kept homes comfortable. Trust us with your family's comfort.
The truth is in the stars, and with Climate Makers, your comfort is our business.
These are the people of South Carolina. These are our neighbors. And when one of our neighbors needs help, we want to be there for them. A lot of people don't know what to do after a car wreck. That's what we're here for. Call us. We're those thumbs up guys.
When your project demands the best, turn to Sunbelt Rentals. 10 branches conveniently located in Charleston, Sunbelt Rentals helps you get things done with an expanded mix of tools and equipment. With over 14,000 pieces of equipment, expert advice, and reliable service, we help pros and DIYers tackle any job, big or small. Rent from Sunbelt Rentals, a company proud to be involved in the community and schools. Sunbelt Rentals, making it happen for our customers. Visit us today.
No-cost tuition is available for 100-plus programs at Trident Technical College. Learn from industry experts and get hands-on experience in labs and clinicals. In-person and online courses are available to suit your schedule and learning style. Get the skills employers are looking for with no student debt. Don't miss out on this opportunity. To take advantage of no-cost tuition, visit us at tridenttech.edu and enroll today.
I've been working with Jason Noble for 8 years. As a result, I was able to retire early. I've referred him to several friends and family. I trust him tremendously.
Call today to get a clearer picture of your financial future.
Climate Makers, we're more than experts in heating and cooling. We're family. For over 20 years, we've kept homes comfortable. Trust us with your family's comfort.
The truth is in the stars, and with Climate Makers, your comfort is our business.
It's tonight's company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. The Cyclones with a 20-0 lead at the half as tonight's Climate Makers halftime report rolls on. The highlights we're going to show you might not come as a huge surprise. These running backs were as good as advertised.
Yep. Brown and Flood. Sounds like a law firm that you could have. Tony Brown and J.J. Flood. Mostly all Brown there in the first half. Flood was able to get that third touchdown, but just kudos to this offensive line of Porter-Gaud. I kind of think, Jack, you and I could run through some of these holes. They've really done a great job of just creating that space and allowing those guys to use their talent. So as you can see, 200 yards on the ground. Did attempt 2 passes. One of them should have been caught, and then that would have been, I believe, an 80-yard touchdown. But the big key, Jack, 3 turnovers. And give credit to Porter. They've been able to capitalize on those 3, convert those into points. Also, you add the 6 penalties by Bishop England, and that's why they're down by 3 scores right now.
And we saw that interception right before the half for Porter-Gaud, obviously. So there's your 1 turnover. But the big number to highlight, if they're an attorney's group, then the lawyers over at Brown, Flood, and Schumann are going to take care of you because they've gone for 2 hundo. And to me, Nolan Schumann has really stood out as very underrated piece and cog to this system. His vision in the run game's been spectacular.
You know, it's kind of like when you play with the superstar, they garner so much attention that it allows the role player, so to speak, to have big nights, and that's what he's done. He's been excellent in his decision-making. You talked about he's a basketball player. He's a point guard. Well, they have to make, obviously, decisions there as well. So a nice job by Porter-Gaud offensively in the first half.
Those stats brought to you by Southeastern Spine Institute, helping hurt people of all ages get back to their active lives. And as we get ready to get back to the action, we're sending down to Trooper Bob, who's catching up with Logan Hall.
Guys, I'm down on the sidelines with Coach. Coach, what was your message to your team at the halftime there for the second half of the game?
Yeah, obviously we shot ourselves in the foot a couple times going down the score, but against a good football team like Porter, you can't shoot yourself in the foot. We have to go out and execute, and that's what we told the guys. We should be in a ball game right now. All right, second half, we're going to come out, we're going to have some energy, and we got to get a stop and go try to score.
With another 2 minutes left, you're able to intercept the ball right before the half. What do you want to see more of in the second half?
Yeah, we just got to play as a team. We got to rally to the football, get 11 hats to the football so we can wrap up and finish this thing and then go get points on the scoreboard.
Coach, thank you for your time. Best of luck in the second half. Like Coach said, a lot of football left. Game's about to start, so we'll take a look at it, and I'll send it back to you guys upstairs.
First year head coach Logan Hall's fired up. We're fired up as well. We'll take our final break with the Climate Makers halftime report. Porter-Gaud with a 3-score lead right after this final break.
We'll be right back with more from the Climate Makers halftime report.
Welcome, everybody. It's Throwbacks with Matt Leinart and Jerry Farrar.
And it is glorious. It is a glorious hour.
You just rocked my whole world. I don't even know if I could complete the show, to be honest.
We had to start off with a bang, man. This is Throwbacks. Let's go.
Climate Makers, we're more than experts in heating and cooling. We're family. For over 20 years, we've kept homes comfortable. Trust us with your family's comfort.
The truth is in the stars, and with Climate Makers, your comfort is our business.
Delta Force Athletics is the home of Delta Force All-Stars, Charleston's premier cheerleading and tumbling center. Our 10,000 square foot facility allows your child to discover their athletic ability, regardless of skill level. Now enrolling for after-school programs and recreational tumbling. Join us for half-year tryouts, Sunday, October 27th. Visit our website to sign up today. Delta Force Athletics. Don't miss your chance to join the Force.
No-cost tuition is available for 100-plus programs at Trident Technical College. Learn from industry experts and get hands-on experience in labs and clinicals. In-person and online courses are available to suit your schedule and learning style. Get the skills employers are looking for with no student debt. Don't miss out on this opportunity. To take advantage of no-cost tuition, visit us at tridenttech.edu and enroll today.
Welcome to Purpose Driven Athletics. We are dedicated to mentoring student athletes, helping them reach their athletic capabilities and academic goals. Our personalized approach improves your chances of getting into the college you want. Don't wait. Join Purpose Driven Athletics today. We will give you the mentorship and coaching you deserve. Learn more about us online at purposedrivenathletics.com. Let us help you reach your goals. Your future starts now with Purpose Driven Athletics.
Climate makers, we're more than experts in heating and cooling. We're family. For over 20 years, we've kept homes comfortable. Trust us with your family's comfort.
The truth is in the stars, and with climate makers, your comfort is our business.
It's a beautiful Friday fall evening from Jack Canty Stadium. This night's Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet, rolls on. If you're just joining us, Jack DeLongchamp upstairs with the legend Everett German. A 3-score lead for Porter-Gaud. And remember, tonight after this ball game, someone home is going home with a big old trophy. That trophy is going to be brought to you by the All-American Awards, helping Charleston recognize excellence since 1993. These two programs have been battling and have been rivals since far before 1993. Bishop England fans in their first really home game with fans in the building are looking for maybe a little bit of craziness here in the second half.
Yeah, they're going to have to get a stop here on this opening possession. You heard Coach Hall say it. Get the stop, get the ball back, try to generate some type of momentum right here. The worst thing that could happen is you allow Porter to go on a time-consuming drive and then cap it off with points.
We've talked about Logan Hall tonight, his career in the collegiate levels. He was a positional coach at Limestone College. Before that, a student assistant, coached under the likes of Steve Spurrier, Will Muschamp. But he was a stud quarterback back in high school. Don't let him fail you now. South Point played against Steph Gilmore, Jadavian Clowney, Devontae Holman, who he then went and coached for last year at Pinewood. Some of the stories he was telling us this week. You're going to need a little bit of resiliency like you had that night playing against that defense.
Well, and don't forget, obviously, Cats and Dog David Bennett at Coastal Carolina. Okay. So, yeah, he definitely has been molded by some great college football coaches, and what he's done with this BE program in such a short time is pretty good, safe to say.
This is Mitchell Plaisance. First time we've said the kicker and punter for Bishop England gets ready to fire away a booming kick that'll be received around the 5-yard line. The return from Grayer Hyatt was an all-state selection a year ago, and look at the wheels. Are you kidding me? Grayer Hyatt cuts it back up the field. One man to beat the kicker. A stiff arm to the pylon. Grayer Hyatt, say it with me, to the crib.
Not this call on it. What kick return for 6. Great blocking. In some instances, BE was blocking it. So look at those blocks, just clearing the path. An escort to the end zone. And a great story, Jack, and we'll talk about it, about he normally wears number 5, but tonight he's wearing 9, a tradition started by Brad Bowles at Porter-Gaud to honor the Emmanuel 9. The player, so to speak, of the week gets to wear the 9. So each week it's a different player. Grayer Hyatt representing tonight for the Emmanuel 9.
Kicks powered through, and Porter-Gaud with the second half. Almost outs his coverage. It was a booming kick. But how about sideline to sideline from Grayer Hyatt?
That's 2 blocks right here. I think we'll see another coming right. I guess it was further down the field. But his smarts to change direction in the field, the stiff arm. You can't let the kicker take you down. Hyatt in the end zone. Big play for the Cyclones.
It's a good thing he's still a youngster. He need a gas mask. I need the oxygen big time. I mean, seriously, starts by the back left pylon, cuts it back upfield at the 50 to the right. I mean, he must have run close to 200 yards
easily
on what was the first special teams touchdown of the season from Porter-Gaud.
I'd like to see them track his path. You know how remember the Alabama-Auburn game when Auburn
kick 6.
Exactly. So how there's a T-shirt made with the route that he took. I would like to see that, because he was started on the left, like you said, went all the way to the right, then cut back, came all the way back to the left, and then scored for Porter-Gaud.
You mentioned, too, that tradition started by Brad Bowles close to 6 years ago was so important for this program to honor the city, to honor what it means, it stands for, the culture, the fabric. So, again, that number 6 jersey gifted to not only the guy that may have played the best, right, but Gray or Hyatt wearing that 6, getting to wear that number 9. It's not only what happens on the field, but in a classroom and off the gridiron as well. Wearing that jersey with pride tonight takes it to the crib with what maybe have been, I think it was the first kick return we've had for Friday Night Rivals this fall.
It was a good one, indeed. And also, you talk about the city. You think about also the Charleston line, the firefighters as well. So just what a night. And we didn't know about this until we were on the field before the game. The athletic director, Al Wilson, who, a friend of mine, I'm talking to him. He said, oh, by the way, to let you know, this is what's going on. This is what that number 9 means. So, I mean, that you talk about just heaven sent. A great story, a great cause, and a great effort by that young man.
Enough to give you goosebumps. Now Bishop England, how do they respond? Drastic start as they look to fight back in this game. They go to the ground. It's Nate Anderson. Pick up about 4 before he's met by that mean middle linebacker. It was number 6, Porter-Gaud, Chase Anderson.
He has the size of it looks like a linebacker, but you're right. Look where he's at the top of the screen and does a nice job of just stepping in. The first Cyclone to meet the runner was Austin Smith. He kind of held him up, and then, of course, Anderson there to clean it up.
Anderson playing that free safety spot. Red Rover all over the dang field tonight. It looks like he is playing that linebacker spot with the way that he's able to step up to that next level. A little miscommunication as half the Bishop England offensive line had no idea they were going. That game goes for about a loss of 1.
Yeah, Chase Anderson, maybe, I'm trying to think, maybe like a little John Lynch. Just a hard-hitting, just nasty safety that would come up and, make his presence felt. That's what he's like, just roaming around out there as you see him now in pass coverage as he's covering up the slot receiver.
3rd and 7, Mahoney looking to take another deep shot downfield. A bit underthrown. Could we see a hanky? We do. He was looking for Ian Ketchen. And to your point, upset. It was Caden Pryor in coverage. Just never turned that head.
Got to turn that head. No face guarding. You got to at least make an attempt on the ball. He was in position, and that's where you kind of want to read the wide receiver's eyes. The bigger their eyes get, that means the ball is close. And just simply, turn that head. But he didn't. A good call by the officials.
Pryor, just the 4th penalty on the night of Porter-Gaud. But we've loved, again, Leo Albano, another guy that played quarterback at this school. Logan Hall, a former quarterback. There's a ton of QBs on staff that have kind of helped mold and shape this transformation for Quinn Mahoney, throwing it far more than maybe we expected tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I think both teams wanted to be able to just run the football, but now, down by 4 scores, they definitely have to change the game plan.
Oh, man, just an absolute dime delivered right on the numbers of Nick Bernetti, unable to pull it in. As you can see, Mahoney, that was the first time he's put a little pepper on that pass.
Well, and he's caught everything this year. Not indicative of Nick Bernetti and what he's done. He's the leading receiver for this Bishop's team, but I think that's just more of a sign of just not BE's night tonight. They've had opportunities, and some plays that they've made for the first 3 games they aren't making tonight.
I know wins over Philip Simmons, Hanahan. Those are 2 really physical schools that we had on our broadcast at the start of the season. Those are the type of plays that they were able to pull in early on in the year. So a little bubble screen. They find Ian Kitchen. About a 6-yard pickup to make it a 3rd and about 4.
I'll give credit to this Cyclone defense. When you catch the ball, you best believe there are going to be 5 maroon helmets closing on you quickly. As that bubble screen has been very effective tonight for Bishop England, but give credit to Porter. They've done a nice job of not really allowing a lot of yards after the catch.
He's looking to the far sidelines, a deep ball at the pylon. Back and forth. This time it comes down with it. How about the grab? Zach Baylog, the junior, at 6 foot, 165 pounds, is going to come down. Buddy, you saw it before anyone.
Yep, the hold right there in the backfield. Unfortunately, Riley Ford, definitely an easy call. As soon as it happened, I said, yep, they're going to flag him, and that's exactly what happened.
I was going to say, I was coming out of my chair. You said, Lee Corso style, not so fast. This will negate about a 40-yard pitching catch. As we wait the official announcement from Greg Rollins.
Holding. Number 52. 10 yards to the previous spot.
We saw that hold on that replay, but I'm going to give credit where credit's due. After that drop in the first quarter in the end zone, Zach Baylog's come down with 2 unbelievable grabs.
He has, and they've not been easy. They've been contested catches. That one he was almost on his back. So to be able to keep that concentration and come up with the catch, very impressive by that young man.
He now looking at 3rd and 20. A little eye candy in the backfield. That was Baylog. Mahoney moves the pocket, looking downfield. Got his guy this time. Burnetti's going to hold on. It's about 3 yards short of that first down marker. But a great pick. All of a sudden, Mahoney, they move the pocket. It feels like where Bishop England's at its best.
Yeah, because this front 3 of Porter-Gaud has caused havoc all night long on the pursuit. So Mahoney doing a nice job throwing on the run. Didn't even get his feet set. That's pretty good of him to be able to be that pinpoint with his precision on the move.
Said that front 4 from Porter-Gaud, sometimes only blitzing 3. Did you see Alan Chisholm getting blocked by 3 offensive linemen?
And still had some penetration despite that.
Chisholm just a freshman. Wildly bright future. Long, wiry, 6'1", about 165 pounds. He told you can't even drive himself to practice yet. Big number 3. Be cycling for a long time is 4th and 3. And Bishop England's got to keep it on the ground. In the backfield, Austin Smith. Big time play. Make sure to turn it over on downs.
Also Mr. Alan Chisholm as well. You on cue, you were giving him praise, and he's like, let me show you what I can do.
Chisholm, Smith, roll call to the football, a kick return, defensive turnover on downs, and Porter-Gaud is rocking and rolling. It's a 27-0 lead with still 9:14 to go in the 3rd quarter.
You've got a friend in the car business.
And you can have no payments till 2025. New Chevys and used cars, too. Now at Cruise Chevy owners, no payment till 2025 with approved credit. Together, let's drive. Details at cruisechevrolet.com.
At Knights Companies, we're not just in the business of concrete. We're in the business of building relationships. For over 3 generations, our family has proudly served our communities. Join us at Knights Companies, where your career thrives in an environment that values people, integrity, leadership, and excellence. Discover why our team is at the heart of everything we build. Knights Companies, excellence in concrete, built on family values.
You've got a friend in the car business.
No payment till 2025 at Cruise Chevy on Rivers. Choose your new Chevy or certified pre-owned and have no payment till next year with approved credit. Together, let's drive. Details at cruisechevrolet.com.
Under the lights on a beautiful fall Friday night, it's Knights Companies. Friday Night Rivals driven by Cruise Chevrolet. If you're just joining us, a commanding 27-0 lead. A kick return for a touchdown. We've seen it all tonight. But maybe get our spirits juiced a little bit. We're going to kick it down to the sideline. Trooper Bob, a little special guest. What you got for us, Bob?
Yeah, Isabel and Charity down here. They were out here on the sidelines. Claudia and Isabel, sorry. They're out here on the sidelines taking pictures and stuff. They're with the yearbook here for the school. What do you like to be doing with the yearbook? I know you're the editor too, but what else do you like about the yearbook?
So I feel like we've kind of created a community rather than just a class at school. You know, we help each other out, and it's really like, since I'm a senior and an editor, I feel like it's my job to really just make the yearbook represent Bishop England.
And a lot of work, too. You're a junior. You have a lot of homework, and on top of that, a lot of responsibility, right?
Yes, sir, I do. But your book is worth it. It's so amazing. Yeah.
Right. And what do you want to do after you graduate high school?
Go to college. Not sure my major yet, but, you know, figure it out.
You could always work at News 4 there, be an editor. Or what do you want to do?
I'd like to be a kindergarten teacher.
That's a great. We need good teachers in the school system, that's for sure. Thank you for your time. I don't want to hold you up. I know you got other pictures to take.
Yes,
I'll send it back to you guys.
Telling stories. That's what Friday Night Rivals is all about. Tony Brown can be tackled after about a gain of 1, but shout out to the Bishop England yearbook. Love it. All in. I do believe Trooper Bob just offered out a job, though. I'm not sure if he's got that clearance, but I'll take one up here.
I mean, if you're handing it out like candy on Halloween, why not? Absolutely.
Congratulations to the 2 young students at Bishop England that are going home with a nice new job at Channel 4. Shout out to News 4.
Hired on the spot.
Love it. on the spot has been on clear. So this ball's going to hit the turf. Little mistiming between Schumann as Flood was able to regather and jump on it. Not before about a loss of about 4.
Yeah, that one.
Third and 12.
Was it pitched behind Flood? No, it looked like he just took his eyes off of it. Probably wanted to look upfield before. You got to see the ball all the way into your hands before you run. So a mistake there for Flood, but probably his first of the night because everything else he's done has worked to perfection.
It's looked like a video game for Flood tonight. That's the first time. It's almost like the Rocky movie. He's human. Oh, goodness, he's human. Third and 12, Schumann going to the backfield with Brown. Let's see if he airs it out. Trying to pick up the first down on the move. Delivers a dime on the far sidelines and unable to pick it up. That was Gray or Hyatt, dude, we just saw take one back to the crib. Bishop England going to force their first stop on third down tonight.
And that was huge because what you didn't want is to have a long, sustained drive. Of course, now time is starting to become the essence for Bishop England, so they have to capitalize. Pretty much have to score every time they get the ball from here on out, trailing by 4 touchdowns.
I think, too, if you're Logan Hall's group, he mentioned, hey, this group hadn't had a ton of success in the past. Like, they needed to learn what it felt like to win. We celebrated all the small victories. So for a team that gets off to a 3-0 start against a pair of 3 and 4 ASOLs, not to say that they maybe look down upon an Esquiza opponent, but they go, hey, it's a little bit of a humbling moment. Now, how do they respond? As we've got a muff punt, firing away and getting it off, wildly athletic of Quinn Mulholland to even fire that ball downfield as it looked like he quite literally averted disaster on that 35-yard punt.
Pat McAfee would be proud. As a punter, they don't get a lot of kudos. But, yeah, you saw right there, didn't panic, able to corral the football and get off something, and that's what you want in that situation. You just want to make sure you get the kickoff, so job well done.
I was going to say, for the brand, right? Punters are athletes, too.
Correct.
Mulholland, who's actually averaging a net of 40 yards on each punt this season. Don't have the numbers in front, but that's got to be tops in the area. It's a really athletic play.
But then again, when you're averaging 40 points a game, how many opportunities to punt does he get?
That's a really good point. As Alan Chisholm is making a name for himself in that BE backfield. Another tackle for a loss.
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't know any better, I would think he was the running back for the Bishops. He's in the backfield so much. And as you mentioned, just a freshman to be able to be that disruptive. I know Brad Bowles is excited to have that kid for the next 3 years.
You could lie to me and tell me he's a senior getting ready to go play college ball next year, too. What do these young guys eat, man? This guy looks like already he's 18 years old with a whole lot of room to grow. Built like a corner, playing on that defensive front as there's a big hit in the backfield. Tough hanging in there is Jack Lavelle. He's going to fight for some yards after contact. A couple yards short, but again, that play looked like it was going to go for a loss of 5, a gain of 8. It's got to be exciting for Big 2-5.
Yeah, who came off the edge there?
That was 14. That was Benjamin Tolley again.
And of course, you hear the name Lavelle, and you see that he's 6'5", an old guy like myself who's been around. I'm assuming it must be his grandfather, Tommy Lavelle, the legendary basketball coach here at Bishop England.
Speaking of basketball, a little bit of a jump ball. Zach Baylog has been ice since that drop in the first half. He's got 4 catches for over 50-plus yards. This one good enough for Mr. Sparky first down.
Nice job of getting that inside position on Flood. Had Flood on his back and able to come down with the catch. And all of a sudden, once again, the Bishops in business.
Back to the turf. This time Nate Anderson makes a guy miss. Pick up about 6. He put some moves on David Brown.
Yeah, Chase Anderson with the stop. And you're right, David Brown looked like he was going to have a tackle for a loss, but give credit as he was not going to go down with ease.
Nate Anderson with the interception at the end of the first half. He's averaging about 91 yards per game from scrimmage. Got 2 touchdowns on the year. Right on track as they get into region play. They're going to really need number 6 to be as good as he has been this year. Shotgun looking for a guy through the middle of the field and tripped up right up the middle of the seam. Looks like they wanted a penalty. They won't find one.
I think accidental contact. Their feet kind of got caught up. Good job by that Porter-Gaud defense. Bishop England definitely had that wheel route along the sidelines, and they didn't fall for it, so they covered that well, which forced the pass to the inside guys. So nice decision there for Quinn Mahoney. So not a terrible night, 7 for 16, 85 yards. just trying to give his team a chance here with 5:44 left in the third.
He's averaging about 124 yards per game in the air, but close to 50 on the ground as a runner. Porter-Gaud's done a great job of keeping him in the pocket and at bay. 3rd and 6. They will run Mahoney. Cuts it back up the middle of the field and on brand. Looks like he'll fall forward for a first down.
Yeah, last week Mahoney had 133 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, and passed for 53 yards. So another dual threat quarterback. Seems like now if you're a quarterback, you almost have to be dual threat.
Exactly. It was so crucial in that win against Philip Simmons as they were trying to get Porter-Gaud with a late substitution. Instead, Coach Bowles will take a late timeout as it looked like the big fella, number 57, Frank Schmidt, was hauling tail off field. He ran right through the fence on the far sideline at the top of your screen.
Well, you hear the BE fans, they're upset because they wanted BE to snap the ball and catch them with 12 guys on the side. I believe they were saying just snap the ball, doesn't matter, before he got off. Give credit to Brad Bowles, able to get the timeout.
Let me ask you this. We saw a lot of that no-huddle up-tempo in the first quarter, but then all of a sudden Porter-Gaud kind of hits you in the mouth, takes you out of your entire blueprint. Like, not to say that there is such thing as a moral victory, and there's a lot of football in front of us, but it's fourth quarter. You want to see them get back to the blueprint of who they are offensively.
Well, I think if they can get a score here and then force another 3 and out and get the ball back, it could be a very interesting fourth quarter. So for them, Coach Hall mentioned, hey, no matter what the situation is, what the score is, we're going to do what we do. And it's still, again, this is just their 4th game under his tutelage. So they're going to be growing pains doing the simple things like lining up and knowing the assignments. So I guess when you look at the big picture, this is a big game. It's the Holy City War. It's the one game you want to win. But at the end, you have to think big picture and a lot of building and growing still here for Bishop England.
4th and short as they'll move Anderson in the backfield.
Oh, another false start. Yep. That right side of the offensive line.
False start. Number 54. Back off.
And I'll put it like this, too. This is a youthful, not inexperienced offensive line, but a group that hasn't played a ton together. Let's give a lot of credit to Mills Knapp on that right side. That's really causing a lot of havoc. Like, I have you on the edge of your seat, too. If you came into a game averaging 11 tackles, 6 for a loss already on the season. Big number 0 has been a scary enforcer as the play clock winds down. 4th and 7. Mahoney looking at that back pylon, looking for 0 again. Weren't ever on the same page, and Porter-Gaud will take over.
Yeah, just not their night offensively. That was not there. Stowell one too many times.
He's looking for Bernetti. That Porter-Gaud defense continues to bend, not break. We'll take a break with him down on the field. It's 27-0. 5:11 to go in the third quarter.
I was driving to work. There was a car driving so fast, and he hit me. I called the office, and I was so impressed. They signed me up at the same day. They made me feel secure. Everything was amazing. Please call the Thumbs Up guys.
We're those Thumbs Up guys.
Welcome to Purpose-Driven Athletics. We are dedicated to mentoring student athletes, helping them reach their athletic capabilities and academic goals. Our personalized approach improves your chances of getting into the college you want. Don't wait. Join Purpose-Driven Athletics today. We will give you the mentorship and coaching you deserve. Learn more about us online at purposedrivenathletics.com. Let us help you reach your goals. Your future starts now with Purpose-Driven Athletics.
I've been working with Jason Noble since he was referred by a friend. He's helped me so much on my retirement journey that now I have no financial worries at all.
Call today to get a clearer picture of your financial future.
It's a 27-point lead for the visitors, but that doesn't mean we can't show some love to what's been an awesome student section tonight as our fan cam brought to you by the Thumbs Up guys.
Yeah, like I said, neon night. Both student sections coming out in Groves tonight, supporting their teams. Big rivalry game. You may think of like Somerville, Fort Dorchester, and Wando, West Ashley. BE and PG, they're right up there. They're right up there. Like I said, no Thanksgiving cards, no Christmas dinners are probably spent between these two fan bases, but all in great fun.
Especially like kids that have played against each other their entire lives. The neon's been great. I saw a little tie-dye Bill Walton-esque in that student section. I would be willing to bet they don't know who that is, but shout out to the legend as Porter-Gaud back to the pay dirt. J.J. Flood in the backfield, an 8-yard pickup. And you mentioned Derrick Henry earlier. His ability to continue to churn those feet. Like, I know that the Citadel offered just a few weeks ago, but before signing day, I got to imagine number 4 is going to continue to stockpile offers.
Yeah, when you have that type of frame, that build, and you can imagine once they get him on that college table and, get on that leg press machine and get those, thighs. But, yeah, he'll have an opportunity because he definitely has that physique that they can add muscle to to make him an even more impressive runner with his size.
A nice tackle by William Donato coming in. After about a 6-yard pickup. I misspoke. It was enough for Mr. Sparky first down on the first run. It's at 6'1", 180. He's holding an offer from Dartmouth. The Bulldogs down the road, an incredible student in the classroom, obviously holding that Ivy League offer. J.J. Flood alongside Tony Brown. This is a running back duo that we mentioned Hammond, who's been the powerhouse at the Skeeza level in the state. I don't know if you're going to find guys that run the rock like these dudes do. It's a little speed option. They fake it on the inside to Brown. They kick it to Flood. It's another 13-yard gain.
And give credit to Maurice Drayton and Gabe Gardena up there at Charleston Southern. Those guys, new coaches, definitely trying to do a good job of keeping the local talent here, not allowing them to get out of the low country. So definitely would be an asset to any of those schools in terms of playing football at the next level.
Especially at the Citadel, too. Running back coach Everett Sands is a legend in the low country. Like, when he knows and sees a good running back, like, they're going to make sure that they hold on to him. As Bishop England defense, big number 9 on a tackle. That was River Simmons.
Nice gang tackling by BE, which is what you want to see. 6, 7 guys, meeting at the football. I think it's safe to say they've figured it out pretty quickly. One-on-one with Flood Brown, probably not in our best interest.
Nah, I'm cool.
So I'll need a little bit of help from my teammates.
Back to the same formation, back to Flood. Again, how about that? Picking him up off the ground. 2-3 Bengals. It looked like Thomas Curl was in on the tackle. Luke Russell and Griffin Buss as well.
You kind of feel like Porter is trying to set them up. Run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the middle, and before you know it, they'll hit them with a speed option. Try to get on the outside because the defense will be pinching down and trying to take away that middle of the field.
This time it's Tony Brown, an 8-yard pickup, good enough for Mr. Sparky first down. You're right, we saw Amir Chisholm, the sophomore receiver on the outside, burn that BE secondary. Wasn't able to come up with it. You'd like to see him give another shot, similar to how BE has responded with Zach Baylog on the outside.
And that right now, it seems as they have 8, 9 guys right there in the box, in between the tackles, so they're trying to take that away. But as I always say, you got to give credit to that offensive line. They are continuing, even though they're outmatched in terms of the numbers, they're still finding a way to open up holes for the running backs.
Coach Bowles goes back and watches film. That was great blocking by Jackson Shealy. This ball's going to get on the ground. Schumann was looking for Shealy. Shealy able to recover for about a loss of 3. Looked like it was Hunter Alex that almost came flying in to pick up that fumble.
And that's one of the differences. That same situation happened to Bishop England. It resulted in a turnover. Same thing happens to PG. That's the second time the ball has been on the ground here tonight. But both times, both fumbles able to be recovered by the Cyclones.
Lead back, they go back to Shealy. Schumann keeps, pitches to Flood. Great tackling on the outside. That's the most disciplined they've looked against the run all night. Great play by William Donato.
Yeah. Wide receivers forgot to shadow block on that particular situation. No blocking at all, and we saw what happens when you don't block. No matter how good J.J. Flood is, if you don't block, they have no chance to pick up positive yards.
Love the highlight here on Matthew Ponkow. He's another really big fit. 6'1", 190 as a sophomore. Between he and Luke Russell, who are both playing those defensive end spots, Logan Hall's going to have a group to build around in the future, especially on the defensive side of the rock.
And that's what it's all about, building for the future. You want to build a program, not just have a team. And so you get these young guys in the program, get on in terms of the conditioning and weightlifting, so forth and so on. And when you win, it definitely makes it a lot easier to recruit those guys in.
Love that tackle. Playing with their hair on fire. Huge hit from Fletcher Effington Carl.
And by the way, I did confirm that is my guy. That is my guy. Talked to his dad at halftime, and said he just, he loves to hit people. I'm like, this is a great sport for you to be able to do that.
Well, so we can credit a lot of the tackles from Carl on those box-out drills he used to run when he was in the 4th grade.
Or I was such a bad basketball coach, he decided to go play football. And he's doing a really nice job of that here for Bishop England.
That he is, Coach Hall. And Carson Luckey, the defensive coordinator, who's doing a magnificent job this year so far through 3 games. He said Rivers, Simmons, and Fletcher, Ethington, Carl are just like the most like football players of all time. Like, they're only missing the neck roll. They're like that like standard of a linebacker. As it looks like Porter-Gaud's going to draw their 5th penalty of the night. As it believe the play clock ran down.
Yeah, delay a game, which gives them a little more room to kind of put a foot into it, as they're going to try and pin them inside the 10 if they can.
I was going to say the math is math, and we said it. He's averaging about 40 yards per punt. Ball's down at the 49.
Well, they start the clock. Now they stop the clock.
I was going to say they should, right? Penalty should have stopped it at that 11-second game clock action. As Bishop England coaches are looking upstairs at us going, hey, we need as many seconds as imaginable, boys.
Reset the play clock.
Yeah, Greg Rollins asking our friends upstairs to pump that game clock back up to 9. It shouldn't stop when the ball is down.
Well, it was 11.3.
But since there's a delay again, there should have been no time left on the clock anyways, right?
But the white hat definitely started the clock.
This kind of looks like a rom-com, like him like bleeding out to somebody there. Experienced great pace tonight in this one as Porter-Gaud has run at free will, only throwing the ball 4 times, and I may have jinxed it with this broadcaster jinxes. We're still working out some kinks upstairs with the game clock.
Yeah, to be exact, it's 11.3. They have 11 seconds on the scoreboard.
Said math guy.
Well, I'm sure now they're figuring out, how do I get 11.3 on the clock? Although I will say those 0.3 seconds, probably not that important.
We'd love for them to matter, though. That'd be awesome. Make for a heck of a 4th quarter as Mulholland end-over-end kicks going to be caught at around the 20. Bobbled for just a quick second as Zach Baylog will smell 21, and with just 3.9 to go in the 3rd quarter, Bishop England will take over looking for just any kind of action offensively.
Boy, would this be huge. You know Porter-Gaud, you know they want a shot out. When you look at what they've done this year defensively, we talked about it. They're averaging 40 points a game, but let's see, they gave up 33, 35, 3, 28, 19, and 24. So from a defensive standpoint, if they could shut down a high-powered offense like Bishop England, who's done a nice job early on in the season, boy, would that be huge for Porter-Gaud.
4-1, 1-1 in skis of play. Porter-Gaud off to another quick start in the 6th season of Brad Bowles. We'll hand it off to Nate Anderson, but nowhere to go. Dude, that kid, that linebacking group, it was Austin Smith, Benjamin Tolley, and they end the quarter with another big bang. The Cyclone defense all over the field tonight. They lead 27-0. It's Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet, as we roll right along in the 4th quarter.
What's next?
Code 12, flickering lights.
What if it's a ghost this time? Please enter. Definitely a ghost.
I've seen malarkey like this before. Classic bad wiring.
We got this. Thank you.
See, Pete, no ghosts.
Oh, no, this place is totally haunted.
See, Jane?
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Is your child struggling in school? Do you know a child 16 to 19 years of age who has dropped out, lacks discipline, or is on a destructive path? Then give the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School a try. The military-style school provides an alternative education to young adults in need of a second chance by offering academic instruction by state-certified teachers and job-based training. Students live on campus during the 14-week program, which is virtually free. For more information, call us or visit willlougray.org.
Chronic low back pain impacts millions of people. New research suggests that for many, pain signals are actually transmitted from a nerve inside the vertebra. The Southeastern Spine Institute now performs a revolutionary procedure that actually stops these signals and ends the pain.
The intercept procedure is one of the only spinal procedures that we do where patients can resume normal activity literally the day after.
See if you're a candidate for the intercept procedure. Call today. No doctor referral is needed.
When your project demands the best, turn to Sunbelt Rentals. 10 branches conveniently located in Charleston, Sunbelt Rentals helps you get things done with an expanded mix of tools and equipment. With over 14,000 pieces of equipment, expert advice, and reliable service, we help pros and DIYers tackle any job, big or small. Rent from Sunbelt Rentals, a company proud to be involved in the community and schools. Sunbelt Rentals, making it happen for our customers. Visit us today.
Well, a rough home opener for Bishop England in their second game here at Jack Canty Stadium. It's the Road Dogs in the holy battle. Porter-Gaud with a 27-0 lead. Knights Company Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet, continues to roll on. Fours are up here from Jack Canty Stadium, but we got to take a look in at tonight's Will Lou Gray. Never stop learning, stop of the game. Hasn't all been pretty, but Hunter Alex with a huge hit in the backfield. It's a play that I think he can really rally around moving forward.
Yes, guy, like you said, we'll see here. Great job of kind of almost getting through that double team, and they just do such a nice job of, as you see, fundamental hit there, wrap up in the back, lower to boom. That's what you want to see. That's a nice stop by Hunter Alex, and that's why that's our Will Lou Gray stop of the game.
Logan Hall bragged on defensive coordinator Carson Mingo, who has been with the program for quite some time. You know, we heard President Patrick Finneran talk about what it means to be a battling Bishop and, like, the culture. And even Logan Hall during an interview this week, like, it's crazy how many people are actually, like, so interconnected into this school. I'm so proud to have represented this brand.
Well, it's so funny when you think about Bishop England, and, you know, obviously me being older than you, Jack. When you think of Bishop England, you think of Lavelle, you think of Caney, you know, you think of, well, see this pass here by Mahoney.
I was going to say, hold on to your horses. We got a go route. He missed number 8, Ian Ketchen, at the top of your screen, but what he didn't see was at the bottom, Zach Baylock went right by his guy. The defender fell down and covered. It's going to be a throw that he wish he had back.
Getting back to names that kind of just go with Bishop England, Rooney is another one. Obviously, Paul Rooney's still the women's basketball coach here. And Jack, this is probably the first time I've done a Bishop England game that there's not a Daniel on the well, there's one, but not our friend Jim Daniel, offensive coordinator here at one point.
Jim Daniel, who has really done everything and been everywhere in the Low Country, one of the most, I guess, passionate coaches in the area, so well respected by everyone that either played against, played for. It was he studied. His kids who played in the area were absolute dogs as well. I'll take a quick timeout on the field. I'll take one with him. Porter-Gaud still with that 4-touchdown lead.
You've got a friend in the car business.
New Chevy trucks and SUVs, no payment till 2025. Certified pre-owned and used vehicles, no payment till next year with approved credit. Details at cruzchevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Ever wonder what it's like to work at Knights Companies? It's more than just a job, it's family. Here, you're not just another employee, you're a valued member of a team dedicated to excellence and innovation in concrete construction. We're united by our passion for building the future together. Join us at Knights Companies, where your career thrives in an environment that values people, integrity, leadership, and excellence. Discover why our team is at the heart of everything we build.
You've got a friend in the car business.
And you can have no payments till 2025. New Chevys and used cars too. Now at Cruz Chevy on Rivers, no payment till 2025 with approved credit. Together, let's drive. Details at cruzchevrolet.com.
11:51 to go in the fourth quarter, but folks, we already know the Climate Makers coolest play of the game. Your comfort is our business. The coolest play, go ahead and book it. It's the first kickoff return for a touchdown that we've seen this year. It was the All-State receiver Gray or Hyatt taking it to the crib.
Yeah, it ran unofficially 150 yards, but credited with a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That was a great way to start the second half if you're a Porter-Gaud Cyclone fan. And as you can see, a house call wearing that all-important number 9.
That was the Climate Maker's coolest play of the game. Your comfort is our business. Ray Hyatt was our business tonight. I really would have loved to. I know Catapult Technology has kind of taken over not just high school football, but college and the professional level as well, tracking not only mileage but speed. Ray Hyatt putting on a show, as this young man has been about as good as advertised too. A lot of conversation about the running backs tonight, but Mills Knapp came in leading this team with 56 tackles. 11 per game, has been all over the field tonight.
Just refused to be blocked, pursuing sideline to sideline. That cat can flat out play.
He came in this one with a sack and 5 quarterback hurries, 6 tackles for a loss. I'm sure Logan Hall and Nate Bernetti are talking about, hey, let's run everything away from Agent Zero. You see him in the backfield a lot, but he's kind of played that quarterback spy and roved, guarded the tight end, making it really difficult on Mahoney in this offense.
So, yeah, but when you run away from that, then you run into Chase Anderson. So it's kind of like pick your poison. Those guys got some dudes on defense.
Mahoney will fire away. An advantageous Bishop rolls to around the Cyclone 36. So we get ready for not only the rest of this fourth, but how about tomorrow? A heck of a slate. SEC on ABC. A little ACC action.
Speaking of Jim Daniels, who we were just talking about, I think Jim played quarterback at NC State. So I like Jim 364 days of the year. Tomorrow is that one day that Jim and I will not be exchanging players. But yeah, I think Clemson coming off that bye week, had a good showing against App State. I don't think anyone expected that. But maybe Dabo and the boys got it together. But yeah, that's a strong lineup again tomorrow for college football.
LSU at 3:30. Chisholm's going to break away from a tackler. A little jet sweep, pickup of about 11. Impressive. It almost went for a loss of 14, but a penalty on the line of scrimmage.
That's kind of been the theme tonight for Bishop England. Almost. Kind of like you're playing, or almost had the tackle for a loss there. Unfortunately for the Bishops, Aiden Nelms not able to come up with the tackle for a loss, but as you saw, a penalty flag. It will back the Cyclones up.
I'm going to tell you, though, right now, there have been a couple plays that have been drawn back. A couple Zach Bala catches downfield. That's another for Amir Chisholm. Pick up about 14. That's obviously coming off the board. You hear Greg Rawlings announce it's going to be a penalty, so thus taking the Cyclones back 10 yards. Brad Bowles is going to have some absolute dogs in the Chisholm boys, though. Between Amir and obviously Allen as well. I'm building around 8-3 for the next 4 years.
Yeah, not a bad duo to build your program around.
Porter-Gaud able to just get 3 back as Bishop England's defense is rolling, and that's why we're going to roll right back down to the gridiron as Trooper Bob has got another special guest here at the start of the fourth.
Hey guys, I'm on the sidelines with Lieutenant Wojo down here for the Charleston City Police Department. LT, I know you've been here all game, you and your co-workers. What's your message to folks traveling, not just tonight, but all weekend?
Well, the number one thing is root on your teams, have a good time, but make sure you plan ahead, have a great time, drive safely, don't drink and drive. If you're going to go out and have a good time, designate a driver, just get home safely.
That's a good message, and we certainly want to recognize you and your co-workers, everyone at the Charleston City Police Department, and everyone wearing a uniform as our first responders for doing a terrific job and not only protecting us here, but in our community. So thank you. Be safe.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Bob. And this is like the Hungarian-Polish reunion every year.
Every single year. So dobranoc to everybody.
József, that's a Hungarian saying good night to everybody. I send it back to you guys.
I was going to say, I'm glad that we got a little explanation. I'm usually not at a loss of words because that's quite literally how we pay the bills, but I had no response. I didn't know what they were saying.
I had no idea as well, but thank you for educating me, Trooper Bob.
Looks like just nearly missing a one-handed catch on the sidelines. That was Grayer Hyatt. Wasn't able to tiptoe that back foot in.
Yeah, that one had a little too much air on that one.
Hyatt and Schumann, senior-to-senior connection has been on point. Haven't really needed to see that air raid offense that, again, kind of similar to what we saw to Eric Bendig and Philip Simmons' group just a year ago. When you've got 2,000-yard rushers, which is I'm kind of alluding to with Porter-Gaud this year, why would you need to throw it?
And I think in this situation, if you're Brad Bowles, you want to continue to play. You don't play the scoreboard. So, yes, you don't need to throw the football tonight, but there may be a situation later down where you have to throw the football, so you don't want that to be unfamiliar to your quarterback and your wide receivers.
Well, Hammond, who's, I believe, won the state championship for the last 5 seasons, that game that they lost just a few weeks ago by 13 is Holland will fire away. You're going to have to bring a little bit more of a balanced offense to the table to ultimately win that final goal being a state championship.
Yeah, I'd have to think October the 11th when they play at Northwood, they may have to have a balanced attack.
We won't be in the house. Will be our final break of the night. Don't go anywhere. We got some trophies to hand out. Porter-Gaud still rock and roll. Don't go. Come on. Hang with us. Tonight's Company's Friday Night Rivals driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Don't go anywhere.
A car not stopping at the stop sign T-bone mean I was overwhelmed, so I called the Thumbs Up guys. They're caring, they pay attention to detail, and the results are extraordinary. If you're hurt here in South Carolina, call the Thumbs Up guys.
We're those Thumbs Up guys.
Most of the services we offer is really around home repairs and maintenance needs, whether it be structural repairs in the crawl space, hanging pictures, and sheetrock repairs to electrical, carpentry, and plumbing. For really any home repair needs, give us a call. Really, the value we bring is doing the things that either A, they don't want to do, or the things that they don't have time to do or don't know how to do.
If your home needs repairs, call Rapid Repairs, 573-HELP.
I've been working with Jason Noble for 6 years, and he's helped me and my wife Christine establish a generational wealth plan, not only for ourselves, but for our entire family.
Call today to get a clearer picture of your financial future.
A gorgeous night here at Jack Canty Stadium as Knights Companies continues this broadcast. The Friday Night Rivals driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Tonight's drive of the game. Here's the deal. We could have picked a lot of them, but Cruz Chevrolet, I think they phoned in and said, yo, I got to see that stiff arm that Tony Brown pulled off to finish off for a second touchdown tonight. Just one more time.
Yeah, that was epic. That was beast mode at its best. Able to kind of get the hand and give that little jolt to get the defender off balance. And Tony Brown able to make a house call.
Patient running behind big number 57, Frank Schmidt. A big stiff arm, then he turned on the Jets. Giving Porter-Gaud fans in the building tonight a whole lot to cheer about. Speaking of cheering, though, Bishop England fans coming to life here with 9:09 to go. As Mahoney, this offense, looking to go home with some points on the board. He finds Baylog. Got a quick 6-yard out route.
That definitely is his go-to guy, his favorite target. Now we'll see the hurry-up offense from the Bishops.
That was his 6th catch already tonight. Came into this one with 9 grabs. Baylog, just a junior. He's been super impressive. A little undersized, but I've loved his grit across the middle of the field. They'll reward him and go right back to him.
Mills Knapp and Amir Chisholm on the stop for the Cyclones. And that's back-to-back completions. Now you're starting to see this B offense kind of getting a little rhythm, but you have to wonder if it's a little too late.
This is one of those drives that you build off of going into next week. Simon finds his tight end for the first time tonight. There's the big fella, Jack Lavelle. Great size, 6'5", 230. Forward progress to stop that play is 4 Cyclones go bully ball.
And the great Tommy Lavelle, which I'm not sure if it's his granddaddy or great-grandfather, but he was about 6'7", 6'8" himself, so I'm sure there's some type of relation.
Especially, we do our homework all week too, but you can almost count on it with these two programs. A lot of family lineage in the house. So go back to Lavelle. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Be tackled by Mills Knapp, but not before first down.
That's a big target, as you imagine. 6'5", did a nice job of just running up the seam, found open, turned around, sat down, able to come up with a catch.
And maybe, too, they've sustained some long drives, have just struggled in the Rapid Repairs red zone tonight. Right. Maybe he's a red zone dude where they can start to turn and go, got to get 25 involved down here. And go back to Baylog, his 7th catch of the night. Falls forward for a gain of 7.
And right now, it seems Porter-Gaud kind of somewhat of a prevent defense, just allowing everything to be caught in front of them. You don't want to let them get behind you and pick up a quick score. So while, yes, they are moving the ball, the most important thing if you're Brad Bowles, you want to keep that clock moving, time get off.
Pick up the tempo, looking for an air raid in the back of the end zone. It'll get picked off. The Mr. Do-It-All man himself, J.J. Flood, says no gloves, no problem. The running back turned into a receiver. Puts the final nail in the coffin for the Cyclones.
Players making plays. Big-time players make big-time plays. Flood ball badly over. Our receiver didn't even really locate football. Flood saw it. The time it left Mahoney's hand, and that's why he'll come up with the interception.
Let me ask you this. Again, we just kind of alluded to the fact that Bishop England had sustained some drives. But as the field got smaller, did you see anything upstairs that maybe said, hey, got a little bit tighter in the red zone before they were going to score tonight?
Not really. I mean, you think about it. They had done a nice job with the short 5-yard passes down the field. And on that one, they take the shot and it results in the interception. So while I understand because time is not on your side, a great opportunity to build some momentum going into next week. Of course, the Bishops will play Woodland, who just picked up a pretty solid assistant coach.
I was going to say, Scott Eisberg covered that story throughout the week as you go back to the pay dirt, about an 8-yard pickup, Flood, rock and roll.
Woodland, a program, too, kind of similar to the teams that we talked about tonight, like looking to relive and relock in on some of those glory days. There's so much talent up that way where they're just, it feels like knocking on the doorstep is Cam Pringle, a 5-star lineman coming out of the area.
Ty Hill.
Yeah.
Played at Clemson, played in the NFL for a while, played at Woodland, and now Kelly Bryant, the former Clemson quarterback, joined the coaching staff this week.
Kelly Bryant, who we talked about last week, had played for the Ashley Ridge head coach Jeff Tate. So I guess all roads leading back to the Low Country. Why wouldn't you want to live here in Charleston as Tony Brown?
And some good talent here in the Low Country for so long, overlooked by what's going on in the Upper State or what's going on in the Midlands. We've got players here in Charleston, and now it seems like a lot of those athletes and players who normally just play basketball now starting to come on the football gridiron as well.
Well, I tell you, especially at the Skeeza level, what stood out to us as we were kind of roaming the sidelines before the game, taking a look at J.J. Flood, 180 pounds at that size, we're like, that looks different. Like, that looks like a collegiate running back. But even up front, right, whether it be James Temple on the right tackle side, Alexander Stiglick, who's just a sophomore right guard, Hayes Marchant, Kyle Erbogan, Frank Schmidt, this is an offensive line that looks different at the Skeeza level. They got big, they got stronger, they got faster. So kudos to the strength and conditioning program that has gotten these trenches ready to roll for conference play. How about this snap? Heading backwards. Chisholm's going to pick it up and still going to find a way to find positive gain. Oh, no way. There's no way he didn't go out of bounds, folks. What was going to be a loss of 20 is going to go for 60. The sophomore on an errant flip. Amir Chisholm, take it to the house.
Sum up Bishop England's night, nothing does. You mentioned it, the errant pitch. Chisholm, normally they teach football. He got a gracious bounce right back to him. Now, that may have been a block in the back, but you have to wrap up, and they didn't wrap up. He didn't step out of bounds, and that's why he took it to the house. What a run by Amir Chisholm.
With how many white helmets were on that side of the field, I thought Amir Chisholm was surely going to get pushed out of bounds.
But that's why you play until the whistle blows. Chisholm didn't give up on the play. B.E. just assumed that he would go down, and what he did was he went to the end zone.
Low snap, able to get the hold down, and the PAT is good. Malhaj it through, and a 34-point lead for Porter-Gaud. Want to know the story behind this Brad Bowles group? To me, the Knightism says it all. A drop in that first quarter on a deep go route that had 6 written all over it. A bad pitch. Does he hang his head? Does he fall on the football? He relies on his athletic ability, picks it up, and goes 64 yards to the crib with one of the more exciting, lackadaisical calls on my end because I thought the play was over. Touchdowns of the year.
Well, unfortunately, I think the BE defense thought the play was over as well, and they kind of let their guard down, didn't really put up a chase for Chip, and he was able, as you mentioned, with his athleticism, to make something out of nothing. And that's why they lead 34-0.
Be moving forward. J.J. Flood and Tony Brown, the dynamic backfield we've talked about all night. Two seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see Amir Chisholm in that backfield next year? I know we've seen that wide receiver, but we've seen the athletic. We got to put the ball in his hands at all times. Right?
Yeah, he just makes plays, whether it's offensively, defensively. Good things happen when the ball is in his hands. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll be the next one to kind of take that lead role of running the football at Porter-Gaud.
You said name game. I'm highlighting the Chisholm name for the next 3 to 4 years up the road, just down past the peninsula. Porter-Gaud's got some special young underclassmen talent. Well, Holland will fire away. Maybe Bishop England's got a little magic in the special teams game. Porter-Gaud says, Jack, you're insane. Great tackle on the outside by number 3, Alan Chisholm. He must have heard me. Before we get this drive started, folks, I've all been clamoring at the television going, hey, are we going to finally find out? But here are those results for tonight's Delta Force All-Stars Cheer the Game, sponsored by Delta Force Athletics, home of the Delta Force All-Stars, proudly cheering on the Low Country's high school sports.
Whoa.
We got another upset,
Upset. The home team finally brings the trophy home as the battling Bishops win tonight's Delta Force All-Stars Cheer of the Game.
Well, with the game on the field out of graphs, Delta Force is sending this Bishop England cheer team home with a W. By the way, I loved that both of these programs at halftime during the competition were able to lock these in throughout the week. Love that from these cheer squads as Trooper Bob was able to do a little hit piece with them downstairs early on in the game as well. And as though it appears with 4:39 to go in the fourth quarter, game is probably over. We were still looking forward to those Delta Force results.
Well, you see those starters are still on the field for Porter-Gaud defense. Make no bones about it. They want a shout-out in this game. So I'm sure that was the message as they took the field. Do not allow them to get any points tonight.
Tony moves the pocket and finds his running back Anderson on the outside. Cut it back upfield, running through the chest of Tony Brown. It's a 19-yard pitch and catch.
Did a nice job of taking what the defense gave him. Didn't try to force the ball down the field. The simple dump off results in a 20-yard gain.
So Mahoney stepped through the pocket, find his running back, Nate Anderson. Been so impressed with, I guess, Anderson's grittiness. One of the few guys from this roster a year ago that played a ton offensively and defensively. Tonight with an interception, over 60 yards of running. A nice productive play from scrimmage.
There's that guy again, Chase Anderson, now doing a nice job in the passing game as he had to guard the big tight end Lavelle.
I figured it out. I don't know if it's the colors or what the comp was. We talked about it earlier. Will Pickern of Wando High School was a 3-time All-American at Hampton-Sydney and just recently transferred. He's a captain at the Citadel this year, playing that free safety spot where they play him at nickel linebacker. That's my player comp for Chase Anderson, who's been so impressive defensively for Porter tonight.
Speaking of Wanda, I got a text. I think they were leading actually 21-7 in the fourth quarter. So Wando having a good showing tonight.
Too, when we talked to Logan Hall, for those who are listening along, you're listening to 2 Wando High School graduates as Mahoney dropped back. Going to go back to Anderson is maybe a little bit of a late hit on the sideline. As we saw number 14 playing the boom Benjamin Tolley at the end of the play. To me, what Bishop England has done from last year to in just year one for Logan Hall, nothing but incredible, right? Rumor has they beat Wando in a scrimmage, right? The 5A proverbial big brother. Tonight, to me, this is far more about Porter-Gaud and Brad Bull's group than Bishop
England.
England.
Yeah, and the size. Now, the numbers are up for Bishop England, but the physical size, as you see, that trench, the lines of Porter-Gaud, and really just their skill players as well with great size. So definitely, while this is a one-game setback for Coach Hall and the Bishops, as you look at the big picture, he tries to really get this program to bigger and better heights. This is a outstanding start. And the best part about it, he'll be able to coach through these. These are all coachable mistakes that I'm sure he'll have his team ready for next week's game with Woodland.
Well, he's got a clean pocket, spiral downfield. That's going to be 15 yards past his intended receiver in Baylog. To me, though, after we saw the encroachment called by Greg Rawlings and his crew, this almost feels like a lawn chair drive, right? 3:46 to go. Are your guys going to fold or are they going to step up? And I love to see at least BE's guys continue to fight.
Well, that's what you got to play to the end. You know, right now it's not your night. You're down by 34, but this could have been a one-possession game. And so you would have to be able to go down the field. So that's how you have to treat it. These are coachable moments here. Play until the end.
Nate Anderson on the outside and J.J. Flood. We've seen him make a couple breathtaking tackles on the outside tonight.
So one-on-one solo tackle. And, you know, if you're the quarterback, Mahoney, you want to throw that swing pass kind of up the field and lead your receiver up. That one was kind of thrown behind him. He had to go kind of twirl around to catch that. And you don't allow your guy to get that momentum going forward. So a tough break. Completed the pass, yes. Just want to lead him up the field.
Clock dwindling down to about 3:10 is the play clock. Under 20. Listen, Anderson in motion is a little play fake, bubble screen to the outside. Breaking a tackle is William Donato. 6-yard pickup. We've reached under the 3-minute mark. And when we kind of hand out trophies after this game, too, you'll see in those replays the physicality is different, right? Logan Hall said that Bishop England, they had to get bigger and better to compete at the 4A level. Porter-Gaud is kind of a wake-up call for maybe those dudes in the trench.
Yeah, to know what you need to do. He said it was great turnout in terms of the weight room and working out over the summer. Now the next step is to continue that for back-to-back years.
Jockeying for position, Baylog and Brown. Tony Brown's going to come up with an interception, but it appeared that he had made contact before that ball had time to reach the Baylog.
Looks like it's going to be pass interference. He did come up with the spectacular catch, but the yellow hanky will keep the drive alive for Bishop England.
This is a young man, we told you, both of these kids, really intelligent. I think this is a politician side of Tony Brown. Guys, hear me out.
Here's what happened.
I got 2 tutties. How about an interception to go with it?
And I know I'm trying to get that All-American Award trophy at the end, so help me out here.
Didn't you hear they're going to hand out the Knights Company's Player of the Game? I want to be that knight in shining armor, fellas.
Pass interference. Number 1, White. That's 15 yards from the previous spot.
And now, as we have a timeout, on the field. But again, don't forget, Jack. We'll see. It's 10:07 right now. So we got time. We got exactly 58 minutes to catch Scotty and Webb and all the highlights from around the Low Country, all the skis-a-pleases, everything coming up at 11:05 right here on our sister station, ABC News 4. But the best in the business is, Jack says, Scott Eisberg and Webb Wright.
I got it DVR'd. I got a weird feeling that up 34, Brad Bowles is going to go head back to his DVR, listen to our 2 crazy selves and go, I told you that wasn't PI at the end of the game. Greg Rawlings going 34, my man. Brad's like, I don't care.
Exactly.
He's still letting him have it a little bit.
Coaching to the end.
Love it. Fires me up.
That's championship football, right? Scoreboard is nameless and faceless. The opponent is, and at this point, it's like, hey, dude, we're trying to win a state championship. I'm trying to set a standard here.
Every moment counts. May not come into play tonight, but there will be a time where you will need every second, every yard. And these types of performances just remind your kids that your hard work does pay off. And not that BE does not work hard. Just tonight, Porter-Gaud just too big, too strong, too fast. And that's why they'll pick up their 5th win of the year.
He steps up in the pockets looking for a man. Tip ball, the first touchdown of the night to Jacob McCara.
And finally, the Bishops catch up range.
He said tip ball, Oski right into the hands of big number 14. At Trident Technical College touchdown. Your future wasn't their night, but with Logan Hall at the helm, BE, you're going to be just fine.
So you got a hand on it. Looked like that was Chase Anderson. Actually, Mills Knapp. They got a hand on it. Just couldn't come down and you can see the disappointment in the Porter-Gaud defense. Because you know they want to.
Mitchell applies down, splitting the up 34-7 game. You see clear pocket, a little bit of pepper, but Knapp wanted to pick.
Being in the right place at the right time was Mr. McCara.
He goes, yes, that's exactly how we drew it up.
Yeah. That's how we practice it. We knew that safety would get a hand on it.
I meant to ask you this earlier. I was like 140 pounds soaking wet when I graduated high school. It would have been a yard sale if I played football. Blessed enough to have known the game and had these opportunities to Friday Night Rivals to call it. You've been in those locker rooms. As a baseball guy, I believed in the jinx. Was there anything on the line? If they held a shutout, did you guys play for anything?
Oh, absolutely.
Is it like a pizza party or something?
It could have been food. It could have been a light day in terms of not as hard hitting. Okay. We call them mental rep days, where you just basically kind of walk through. Also, it could have been T-shirts. It could have been a decal on your helmet. It could have been anything. So that's why, and just more importantly, just the pride of being able to say, not only did we get a shot out, but we shut our rivals out, and just the bragging rights, at the mall, at the, the fast food restaurants. But yeah, a tough break, but happy for Bishop England because, again, they played in spurts. They played well tonight, just really had nothing to show for it. Hopefully that will allow Coach Hall to kind of just get a little bit of the film study. Like, guys, see, when we do what we're supposed to do, this is the end result.
Well, this Knights Company's kickoff is going to be an onside kick. It's your quarterback. Let's get weird. Late bounce, and they're going to go up and get it. Zach Baylog, give me the special teams. That was awesome. Here's the deal. I'm going to small with this broadcasting call. The perfect kick from Mahoney to Baylog. We've seen it with the hands. Now let's try it with the feet chemistry.
And the perfect bounce is always that kind of big hop right there. Perfect timing by Baylog, showing his hops. As he skies, comes down with that perfect. We know he can catch the football. Great hands, hence why he's on the hands kickoff onside kick team. So, boys, he had a big night tonight. Baylog gives it back to the Bishops.
Beautifully done. And again, we used to always call it lawn, right? This was your lawn chair drive, right? Who's going to fold? Who's going to continue to go? The response of Zach Baylog in this game, almost tallying his season totals in reception tonight. Despite the scoreboard, impressive stuff from the junior receiver.
And conversely, Brad Bowles is not going to be happy with the way his team ended this game tonight.
He can maneuver the pocket. Great presence as he rolls and throws across the body. Will innocently fly out of bounds as the intended target was William Donato.
Yeah, that's always a tough throw, throwing across your body, rolling to the left. Tried to lead Donato, let him out of bounds. So second down coming up for the Bishops.
2:07 to go. We've seen a whole cast of crew on the outside from a weapons perspective from Bishop England. When Leo Albano was the quarterback here, it was a lot of triple options. There was a lot of the same names, but a spread offense from a dude that's done it at the biggest and highest of levels collegiately. It's going to take some time, but they feel like they've got the guy at quarterback. As this throw, again, is going to fly out of bounds. Great coverage by Flood.
And I think what we're seeing tonight shows you just how good the Oceanside quarterback is, because Mahoney was playing behind this guy. Last year, I guess, playing behind Rodenbach, who kind of led Oceanside until he got hurt. But, yeah, for him to be able to come over here and be this effective for Bishop England, that was a huge catch for them.
Right away, too. Right away. Yeah. This was a 2-8 Bishop England team. It was not an easy season by any means. Oceanside Collegiate winning the 2A state championship against Gray Collegiate, but a lot of reclassification and shuffling. So Mahoney's going to move the pocket again across his body, looking for Donato downfield. How about that throw? Standing on his feet, a huge hit at the end of the play as this ball's out. It's laying in the end zone, and I'm not sure if they're going to say he was down on the tackle after Chase Anderson delivered a huge blow, but Donato, ball's jarred loose. And there's a clear recovery of Sammy Garton in the end zone as we had made an announcement.
You see Donato, they're going to call a touchdown, yeah. Donato took a hit from behind. First of all, an amazing catch by Donato. So we'll take a look at the replay here. Look at the arm. On the run again, able tight spiral. Donato comes up with the catch. He's fighting for those extra yards. You can see it coming from behind. I believe it was Anderson. Yeah. and he tried to strip it from behind. Did a good job. Donato's still down hurt, but the smart heads-up play by Sammy Garton to not give up on that play results in a touchdown for Bishop England.
Couple things to unfold. 6'3", 185, a junior quarterback that's got a lot of room to grow, that's still learning the position. That throw, you just said, across your body, it's insanely impressive.
And on the move, didn't even have his feet set.
Well, I hope you have stuck with us, because this game just keeps getting weirder and weirder. This ball appeared to be blocked at the line of scrimmage, flies through the uprights.
All sides. Number 4, White. Half the distance. Going to retry.
There's a penalty before the play, so they cannot defer. They'll have to redo the kick. But again, I told you a couple things I wanted to fold. Secondly, the 2 touchdowns for Bishop England tonight. Logan Hall is a brilliant mastermind offensively. I don't know if he had the tip ball touchdown and the fumble Ruski in the end zone drawn up.
Not at all. As great as he is, not at all. Another offsides.
This one's blocked by Flood, who goes, all right, Tony Brown said he wants that player.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense, half the distance. Going to retry again.
I mean, at this point, if it's at the 1/2 yard line, I go for 2.
J.J. Flood. Tony Brown said he had the interception drawn back. He's like, well, if I got a touchdown. If I block a kick, do you think maybe I'll be the Knights player of the game?
I mean, you think about it, Jack. You talk about practicing for other situations. There'll be a time that you need a 2-point conversion.
Finally kicked through. Hey, heads up. Our guy Tim upstairs in that Sunbelt scissor lift almost played a little dodgeball as Mitchell Sans fires away, and now just a 20-point deficit with 1:44 to go as we take another look at this fumble Ruski tutty.
Talked about it, just stepped up in the pocket and just kind of could feel the pressure coming and had the guy. I don't know how someone gets behind you. If you're Amir Chisholm, I know you scored on the previous possession, but yeah, the golden rule is nothing gets behind you. You keep everything in front of you, but I can't say enough about the heads-up play by Sammy Garton to realize, hey, that's a live ball. It's in the end zone.
Didn't hear a whistle, continue to play it through. He's going to walk away with a touchdown. As again, that was 35 yards in the air from Quinn Mahoney, moving the pocket with danger in his face. He saw big number 70, Hugh Matthews, bearing in. By the way, a huge hit. Now, hold on to your horses. Can we continue to get weird? Mahoney, successful on the onside kick in his last attempt. He's going to run it back. This time, into the short-handed hands of number 6, Chase Anderson. The Middlebury commit this time, saying, all right, boys,
enough of this.
Let's go home.
Not only can I hit and defend, but I also have good time on the hands team, and that should do it. While the Bishops do have 2 timeouts left, I'd be shocked if they use them. And Brad Bowles probably will just run this clock out.
Think about our 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. We had the Amir Chisholm 60-yard run after the crazy pitch. We got a tip ball tutty. We had a fumble Ruski in the end zone. I told you not to go anywhere. I didn't care what the score said in the fourth quarter. Friday Night Rivals got everything for you. As Chisholm's going back to the ground for about a yard pickup.
Matthew Ponko with the stop. No quitting in either team. Both teams will play till the end.
See, Nolan Schuman's done a fantastic job running this offense, posting those 34 points. 20-point deficit, though. I think when you look back at this game, those turnovers in the end zone that Porter-Gaud was then immediately able to turn into points, 3 or 4 plays have really made the difference in this margin.
Porter-Gaud able to capitalize. That's what it's all about. When your opponent gives you the opportunity and they have those mistakes and miscues, you got to make the most of them, and that's exactly what Porter-Gaud did, and that's why they're going to pick up their 5th victory of the season.
Jackson Shealy met in the A-gap by Hunter Alex.
And a lot of coaching on film tomorrow when the coaches come in, teams practice, whether it be tomorrow or Monday, that they can show them, hey, guys, these are the things that we got to clean up. We clean these up, we have an opportunity to be a really good football team.
Chisholm back to the ground. Game clock under 30, and that should do it. You mentioned a couple of those, right? 4 to 5 false starts from Bishop England. some really bright young stars on the offensive side of the ball, but it was Porter-Gaud all the time.
And the one that really jumps up, I think back to that 4th and 2. Porter-Gaud had 12 guys on the field. They didn't hike the football. Porter calls a timeout. That would have been an automatic first down. They were already in the red zone. That could have resulted in a score as well.
And right 15 yards out, you score there. You cut it to 2 touchdowns, and we saw the way that this game ended. Who knows how this game finishes up, but man, Brad Bowles, as you see at the front of that handshake line, has done such a great job building off of the 9-3 year a season ago and building an expectation of going, Porter-Gaud football is playing for state championships.
Yeah.
It's easy to play for state championships when you've got this dude in the backfield. It was a coin flip. There were 2 really good ones between Tony Brown and J.J. Flood, and they're opting to the young man who just picked up another offer from the Citadel down the road. Tonight's Knights Company's player of the game, J.J. Flood.
He was our player to watch for Porter-Gaud. We knew he could run the football, showed that he could also play defense, did a nice job of being a lockdown defender from that cornerback position. So he did a little bit of everything tonight. Congratulations to J.J. Flood, our player of the game.
Join a team with leadership, integrity, loyalty, and excellence. Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Knights Companies. That young man was J.J. Flood. And again, want to give a lot of credit to not only just Tony Brown, his running back, mate in the backfield, but that entire offensive line was just bigger, better, stronger, and faster. It was Frank Schmidt, Kyler Boggin, Hayes Marchant, Alexander Stiglick, and James Temple as well. A 20-point victory in the holy battle. Porter-Gaud with a 20-point win, making a huge statement victory on tonight's Knights Companies. Friday Night Rivals driven by Cruz Chevrolet. If you stuck with us this long, don't go anywhere. We've got our All-American Awards Trophy presentation after our final break.
Climate Makers, we're more than experts in heating and cooling. We're family. For over 20 years, we've kept homes comfortable. Trust us with your family's comfort.
The truth is in the stars, and with Climate Makers, your comfort is our business.
What do we got?
Code 27, freezer failure.
Sounds like a cold case.
The freezer's not freezing, and Timmy's party's today.
What's with the igloo?
Can't have a pool party without popsicles, right, honey?
I'll check the breaker.
Here's your problem. Fried circuit.
Best not to overload your outlets.
All set.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I am glad I'm here because it's really helping me.
I have a lot of things I want to do.
I like being in charge of others.
My confidence how I really build up since I've been here.
This place has shown me, like, it's not good to run from your education.
It's a really great place. You got people here that are willing to help you.
It's something that's going to get you through every day. It's just something you have to have. And they're making it possible for me because if I wasn't here, I would not be in high school.
When your project demands the best, turn to Sunbelt Rentals. 10 branches conveniently located in Charleston, Sunbelt Rentals helps you get things done with an expanded mix of tools and equipment. With over 14,000 pieces of equipment, expert advice, and reliable service, we help pros and DIYers tackle any job, big or small. Rent from Sunbelt Rentals, a company proud to be involved in the community and schools. Sunbelt Rentals, making it happen for our customers. Visit us today.
Climate Makers, we're more than experts in heating and cooling. We're family. For over 20 years, we've kept homes comfortable. Trust us with your family's comfort.
The truth is in the stars, and with Climate Makers, your comfort is our business.
The rivalry built on decades of incredible athletics across the board, two tradition programs, and the Cyclones on tonight's Knights Companies. Friday Night Rivals driven by Cruz Chevrolet. They walk away victorious, dominant from 4 quarters, a 34-14 win. And when we dive into tonight's Southeastern Spine Institute stats, it's pretty evident that, yes, the turnovers play a huge factor. Turnovers were crucial, but those rushing numbers were off the charts.
I mean, that's just ridiculous. 321 yards rushing. But that's right about on average, because coming into tonight's game, Porter-Gaud was averaging 388 yards rushing a game, 25 touchdowns coming in too. So Porter didn't do anything we have not seen them do all season long. 321 yards of rushing. That's impressive. 10 penalties. Brad won't be happy about that, but he will be happy that his team won their 5th game, 34-14.
Won't love the way they finished, but what an incredible start. A team that's now moved to 5-1. It's not a small sample size. When you look at the numbers, NCAA 25, the video game, just come out. That's what it felt like. You had Tony Brown averaging 90 yards per carry or per game. Nolan Schumann averaging 70 yards per game. J.J. Flood 150 yards per carry. Like, this was a backfield that we anticipated and delivered.
Well, it was a three-head monster, and we talked about the law firm that those guys could go ahead and start now because, like you said, 321 yards, they all had a part. So, yeah, if you need legal representation, call those guys over at Porter-Gaud. What was the law firm we coined?
Schumann, Flood, and Brown.
Schumann, Flood, there you go. So, but congratulations to Porter-Gaud, a great performance tonight.
I even gave my best, lawyer commercial voice to it. But let's go ahead and get to it. Tonight's All-American Awards is brought to you by this trophy sponsoration. Helping Charleston recognize excellence since 1993. All-American Awards. So freaking awesome to us and the Friday Night Rivals crew. So, let's kick it down. It's Trooper Bob, Coach Brad, with tonight's trophy presentation.
I'm down here with the player of the game, number 4, JJ. Congratulations on leading your team to a win. Coach, I know you're about 32 degrees right now. You got that ice bath from your team. Impressive win, 34-14. What's your thoughts on the game tonight?
I'm just really proud of how our guys played. They played hard for 4 quarters, and that's one of the things we've really been working on is trying to play a full game, and I thought they did that, and we played well in all aspects of the game.
You're able to seal the game, seal it up within 6 minutes left at the end of the game. What did you see in the second half from your team?
Well, I saw a lot of stuff that I saw in the first half, and again, we start the game and we're playing tough, physical, and hard-nosed, and we came out in the second half and we just hammered down and we did the same thing, and again, that's kind of our style of play, and that's what we ask of our kids, and we hear a lot of things about we don't play a tough schedule and things like that, so I'm just really proud of our kids for stepping up and playing a tough physical game.
Congratulations on your big win. Here's the trophy. Great job, guys.
Did I see Brad Bowles sporting the Jack the Longchomp's pants?
The high waters, there's a flood horizon. I see you, Coach. It's not just you, it's me too. We see you.
Yeah, definitely was a flood on Daniel Island tonight. And it was all JJ and his teammates as they come up with a monster victory in the Holy City War.
That was tonight's trophy presentation, sponsored by All-American Awards, helping Charleston recognize excellence since 1993. There's going to be a whole lot more excellence on this channel. Go switch over to ABC News 4 for tonight's sports broadcast. It starts at 11:05, runs all the way through 11:30. With Sports Director Scott Eisberg and Webb Wright. The Holy Battle complete. He couldn't do it without all of our promotional supports, Knights Companies, Cruise Chevrolet, the entire list. I try to brag on them throughout the broadcast as much as humanly possible, but again, cannot say thank you enough.
Yeah, without them, Friday Night Rivals, this is our 15th year of Friday Night Rivals. Would not be possible without these folks. Fine supports. We appreciate them and all of you who watch Jack and I every Friday night. So another solid one. Jack, next week we are where?
Right up the road, Cane Bay, baby. Myrtle Beach, Cane Bay, looking for about as much fun as we got in this fourth quarter tonight. He told you, 15 years of Friday Night Rivals. We've donated over 100